I just had a really good idea and I messed it up. I should have just thrown Rosie up on top. Hey, everybody, it's Tuesday. That was a little aggro. I apologize. That might have blown someone's ears out. Oh my gosh. Today is the 22nd of August. And I know that because I've been typing it all day and I didn't have to look because I don't even know where to look right now because I'm confused. So today is our show 104. And that means 2 years. 2 years, consecutive weekly shows. We have been at this. And thank you, thank you, thank you, everybody. Well, so Jeff's putting up funny comments. So I'm going to bring Jeff up here.
Come on, man. I'm trying to eat here.
I know he's over there trying to stuff food in his face. He thought he was going to get away with this nonsense, but he put this up. Joke's on him. I am still on drugs, actually. New drugs.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 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 Every 6 hours. Just saying. Well,
I'm
okay,
just saying that the conversation before we actually went live, guys, was Charlie saying, "Where's my buttons? I can't find my buttons."
totally. Right. Like I didn't even realize that the clock had struck 6 for me yet. And Jeff's like, time, stupid. I'm like, oh, crap. Oh, Lord. I don't even know what to do. Batman. Exactly. Exactly, Lisa. It is last year almost all over again. It was really close. Let's just be real. It could have been completely tragic.
So Charlie,
yeah.
before we get everything started,
Yep.
everybody wants to know how you doing this week.
I'm good, man. Don't sweat it. It's all happy. Whatever. Drugs are bad. Drugs are good. Drugs are bad. Depends on how you look at it. Depends which drugs you do. Just gonna throw that out there.
And if you have a script.
Right. Important thing. I got scripts, yo. Because I'm going back to work on Thursday. I have a doctor's appointment Thursday morning. Trying to wrap up some follow-up stuff after this whole appendicitis thing. By the way, anybody who doesn't know, if you aren't already aware of this, and I'm even gonna throw her up here because I think she can vouch for this whole thing, is don't rupture your appendix. See, okay, so I'm still lost. Is it an appendix or is it an appendix? Someone smart knows the answer.
I don't know.
See? I don't.
If you Google it, I think it shows up as appendix.
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 You're really
hold on.
You're a little.
Hold on.
Let me turn your voice up a little bit. Yeah, I'm baffled by. You know why you do that? I'm gonna say hello to people because look, trucking with Fly Rabbit, he was first today. Just gonna throw it out there. James, good on you, sir. At 1:49 p.m. today, he was like, "Bam, I'm here, y'all." And I was like, oh, Lordy, that was quick because I wasn't even paying attention. I'm not going to lie. I was like doing other stuff. And James Vaughn was all up in here. Don't know if you're here now. I'm hoping you are. Bear Hunter was like, oh, my OMG, yo. Jonah Green was like, good evening. Randy Shackelford was like, what's up, ladies? He's like, hey, ladies. And Javen, official, said, we in here. Evening, all my fellow drivers. Just gonna throw it up there. Victor Jackson, hola hermano, hola mi hermano. You like that?
Okay, so according to my trusty Chat GPT that I've been playing with, the internal organ you're referring to is appendix and appendices. The pronunciation is appendices.
Wait, what?
Appendices, with the stress on the second syllable. But please note, she says, pronunciation can vary slightly depending on regional accents.
Mm-hmm.
How is this?
So, APPNDIX.
And it's pronounced how?
Appendices.
I'm calling BS, man. Whatever. It's got an X. It's freaking appendix.
I don't know. I'm trying to find fault with the AI, so we can argue this.
I'm going with appendix.
It's
got an X. You can't say the X is silent. I refuse to believe that.
Hey, have you seen that? Have you seen that ISMO thing about how many silent letters we have in English and how in Swedish there are no silent letters? They say them all.
That makes sense.
Of course, they also don't have vowels.
So why? I don't understand the purpose of letters that aren't there. Whatever. You know what? We are going into a weird place already. Mike Henderson, good to see you. And he said, Victor, my backups kicked your backups butts. I'm just saying.
All right, where are we talking about backups?
Dude, he's got a thing. He's picking a bone with Victor, clearly. Lisa's like, hi, Lisa. Nicholas Earl, good to see you. Let's see who else we got. Matt Nissen, good to see you, man. Great big cuddly man you are. Good Lord, that's God. Love to hug that dude. I don't know. It's not weird. Don't judge me.
So real quick before it gets lost, Javen, just the way it's spelled, right? Javen.
Yep.
Can we get some news on Swift and what it's looking like for the owner operators there? So we are working on getting the CEO and the COO of Swift on the show in the next few weeks to discuss just that. That way we could get it right from the horse's mouth, so to speak. We have to kind of wait. We have to make sure that we're not doing it in a time that they have to report something because it's a public company.
Right.
And they have expressed their appreciation of our knowledge of that. So when they do come on, they should have free reign to talk about whatever. We're looking for that time frame to do
right. But other than that, I couldn't tell you what the last 2 weeks have been like because well, I spent 7 of those days in the hospital because that was like the thing to do this week. Why not? I mean, last week, whatever. Blown up appendix. I don't care what that Chat GPT just told you. It's
out here in the real world, Charlie, not Target and not appendicitis world.
Right.
It depends on the week right now.
Yeah.
Well, like literally, like I'm going down to Calexico tomorrow and trying to figure out if I can even get freight out of there. They're like, 2 weeks ago they were deadheading trucks down there to pick stuff up, and this week it's like dead.
Right.
There doesn't seem to be any consistency yet, but since I run coast to coast up and down, I'm back up to about 2,800 miles a week versus a month ago when I was really struggling to get 1,800. If that's any indication.
Watch this. I'm just going to throw him off guard. Bam! What's up, Jeffries? Wow.
What is happening?
I just had to throw you up there out of nowhere because it was fun. And I figured, hey, man, you popped up. We're going to throw you up there.
Man, you caught me off guard there for a second.
That was fun. I was watching. I'm watching. He's like, looked his eyes away for a second. Bam! Get him now. Good to see you, man. Glad you're here.
Yeah, good to see you too. Glad to be here.
One of our peoples are over. We're over in your office today.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, they're going through some processes with you guys, so we're waiting to hear back from them and learn some stuff. The Wanda and Devon, we like them people. They're fun people. You look, if you get a chance to meet them, like seriously, you'll dig them. They're just fun people. I think they're fun people. Glad you're here, man. Happy 2 years to all of us and people like you. Look. It's not even bringing you here to like be like, hey, check us out, Jeff. We got 2 years. We wanted people like you to pop in today so we could say things like, Jeff Reese, thank you for all that you've done for us, for all the things you've done that way above and beyond, man, and helping us do our thing and helping us be able to do what we do.
Well, that's what we do right there. We want to help others be successful any way that we can. So I appreciate the thanks, but it's what I'm here for. It's why we exist.
Look, I'm going to drop this on your face right here. Watch this. Watch it. Oh, yeah, that just happened.
Wow, 104 consecutive weeks.
So, Jeff, is that your new office space, or are you at the house?
No, this is my new office space.
I like it.
My youngest one painted that picture right there. Everybody asked me if I did it. Nope, she did it when she was 10. So,
I was going to say if you did it like last year, because I don't know, it was a rough year. We all had some things to do,
A little therapy.
A little paint therapy. No, my youngest one's a little artist, and as I continue to put stuff up, you'll see other things pop up on that back wall. I'm sure I'll be changing it out just to show
that
it
would
off
be
on
fun.
here.
We'll have to be like, what's on Jeff's wall this week?
What's on the wall this week?
Right? I should start changing mine up more often, I think. But I don't know. I like mine.
I don't know. I like yours a lot. I think
I got pinup, like the airborne pinups on one side, and then I got like the the hardcore stuff over on the other side. And I'm like, yeah, I don't know. It's a weird split, man. I dig it. They will be dead for a while. They're recovering from the storm, Jeff. Oh, the Cali freight.
So Matt, if you look at the track of the storm, though, Calexico was not in the storm area, and the freight they pulled from is not Baja.
Oh, cool.
So I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah, no doubt.
Although they might be shoving capacity over to storm recovery, though, I guess. So they might not be doing border operations for a week.
Craig Hutchinson's all up in his biznatch. I can't talk. Making up words. I am still on minor drugs. That's fair warning. I'm just saying.
So high 2 years in a row.
Right? What are the odds? I mean, seriously.
So next year you're going to need to go skiing.
Oh,
just before the show.
Next year I need to just lock myself away for like 2 weeks before this show.
Remember back in the 80s when they were doing that grass skiing with those roller skis?
Remember that? Yeah. I saw that as just straight danger.
Nope. No, thank you.
Shop fees, 10 toes down, sir. Back at you. Sorry, my bad. I apologize. It's a thing. It's a thing. You know or you don't. It's a thing.
Yeah. So Jeff, how's the response for that health insurance package going?
It's gaining momentum as we expected it to. I know that there's at least 60 people right now that have quotes out there that are reviewing, and it's just growing every single day. So yeah, it's definitely catching some people's ears, and hopefully it'll be helping them out. So I've
gotten some good feedback from a couple of people who said, man, I sorry, I can't remember his name right now, but the guy that you're supposed to talk to, Greg, thank you. I should remember the name Greg because of the other Greg, but whatever. So they're like, yeah, Greg's like awesome. He's like super informed. He's got great information. He's really, he can really explain things to you. I'm like, man, that's what we want to hear right there.
Yeah. He's what I would call an industry expert.
Right.
Well, the thing is that if you're fairly successful, especially if you're successful and single, like I've got tax deductions up the wazoo, so I qualify for things that other people might not. But there's this magic space, right, where you make just too much money for Obamacare, but you can't really afford what your carrier is offering.
Right.
And somehow these guys have come up with a plan that I would stroke a check tomorrow if I didn't qualify for Obamacare. Yeah. It's not nearly as much as what most carriers are offering owner operators.
Right.
Yeah, and the good thing about it too is it's a consultation. So it's a you schedule a call, and he really walks through what do you really need, what do you have today, and what's going to be the most beneficial to you. So what he's not going to do is just sell you something to sell something. I mean, that's not, obviously we don't partner with people like that. Right. So I've had a couple of people come back. One individual said it was a very educational conversation, and we when we bring people to the table, that seems to happen a lot. But
right,
he
Tony
said,
Dennis.
Exactly. So, but the thing is it was like, hey, look, I wasn't sure what I had. I wasn't sure if I needed to change, and he was able to say, hey, look, what you have right now is actually exactly what you need. So don't change that.
Right.
Looked at this, and he ended up getting something that was supplemental to help out with some other things. So at a very affordable price. So it's not just once again, we don't partner with anybody that's just looking to sell. We partner with people that have a passion for helping others. And so that's exactly what this conversation is. So when and they do kind of encourage scheduling that call. You can request quotes, and that's all great. You can get quotes online through the marketplace eshealthplans.com. You can go ahead, you can go in there and click on what you want quotes on. But it also helps to have that conversation with Greg, just so he can make sure that you actually need what you're getting a quote on.
Right.
So
crazy talk. You better stop it.
It's kind of like if you call Seabright and you get a hold of one of their office people. You're probably, if you're at Swift, you're starting off with, I don't want that darn camera. I need
Right.
FizTam, and that's it. And then they're going to talk to you, not in a sales way, but what the other offerings are, and what the benefits are, and then what they cost.
Right.
And I haven't heard anything from either your guy or from Seabright where they're like twisting anybody's arm saying, "You're an idiot if you don't buy this."
Yeah, come on, man, get it.
It's just, here's the offer and here's what it is. One of the things is that we are not insurance people. Now we honestly, we gotta get accused of, why are you guys pushing that ESA card so much?
Right.
Well, that's something that Charlie and I know a lot about. We
Right.
can talk about that ourselves. But this insurance stuff, I don't want to be able to talk about it.
That's why we bring those people in here, which we got to get you and Greg in here.
Yeah,
sometime in the
definitely.
near future.
He's
so we can have a real talk.
ready. He's ready. I'm ready whenever y'all are. So we can get that. We'll get that on the calendar here really soon. He's a great guy. Former truck driver, knows what it's like to be on the road.
Nice.
And just, man, and he's just a great storyteller too. So you'll probably end up going long on this.
We should end up putting him and Tony, and we'll just throw them two up on the screen, and we'll all just like dip out.
That'll be a marathon right there.
Right? And see how long they go.
You know what else I know more about than I ever knew about before since we met Tony?
What's that?
Farming in Minnesota.
Right?
So true.
T-shirt sales in Sturgis.
Yeah, and the amount of snow that they get.
T-shirt sales in Sturgis. Who knew? He does.
He does.
Yep.
We do now. We talked at length in Vegas with him. He was telling us all about a T-shirt deal that he's got that he does, and I'm like, that's freaking amazing, man.
So one of the things that I have noticed about the people that you bring into the ES Success and Trucking family, the health insurance guy, Greg, he used to be a truck driver. Tony used to own a small trucking fleet. These people know the trucking business. They're not just insurance salesmen.
Colton's got his toes in things. Toes in things. Colton Lawrence, Trucker CFO.
Trucker CFO knows the business. He's actually experienced it. And
it's a trip.
It's interesting when you get people that know the industry, and then they can speak trucker, because let me tell you, we do speak a different language. It sounds like English, but one of my side projects is, all the success literature you get in the corporate world.
Yeah.
So I used to be a white collar corporate ladder climber and all that stuff. Trying to talk to truck drivers, oil field workers, factory workers about this stuff. It's a different language.
Right.
You got to translate it for them.
Yep.
And when you translate it, kind of the light bulb goes on, and they're like, "Hey, yeah, I'm going to do that thing."
Create like an encyclopedia,
right?
Or a dictionary.
I'll just give you my favorite example. There's two words that are used in corporate America that make no sense anywhere else. Paradigm is one of them.
Paradigm.
The paradigm. Everybody loves to use that word. That means absolutely nothing to anybody that didn't go to Harvard Business School. Okay?
Right.
Does it have an impact on people's lives, though, if they understand the concept? I mean, really, all it means is change your mind. Right. That's what they're really trying to say. They're just saying it fancy because they're part of this freaking club over there or something. And the other one is synergy. Everybody loves the word synergy.
That's my go-to word right there. Synergy.
Synergy. No, man.
But what does it really? What does it mean to Charley, though? I know what it means because I used to work like you do.
Did you just call me dumb? I'm pretty sure you just did. And you know what? I approve that message.
Rosie knows because she's not dumb. But all it really means is working together for a common goal.
Yep.
That's what it actually means. So you got all these buzzwords that
synergy is safe energy. Right? Never mind.
Safe energy. Okay.
Come on.
Right.
Can you see where I made the leap? Come on. That's a great one.
It's like solar, right, Charlie?
Exactly. Solar is energy.
But yeah, you know. So your people were truckers, have been in the trucking industry, so they can speak to us in our language. And I think that's huge.
Absolutely. Yeah, there is a difference. And you can know your product or your service inside and out, backwards and forwards, but there's just a whole nother level of understanding that an individual can have if they've sat in your seat. I mean, it's just the way it is. So, and that's something that can't be taught.
Please don't with the buzzwords.
You want me to come up with some more, Randy? I can do that.
Jeff is on fire with some buzzwords right now. Don't trigger him, man. It'll get ugly. Blackbeard, what's up, buddy?
You just used a buzzword.
Exactly. Dennis Lewis, what's up? James Vaughn, I saw you. Wait, let me catch up. Bitcoin John is all up in here.
Oh, I have to apologize to Bitcoin John. He tried to start a debate after last week's show, and I just didn't get to it. And he and I are going to fall on opposite sides of crypto.
We should put them in.
And I actually think that would be a very good conversation to have. Because I've got my opinion on it. Obviously, you could tell Jeff, his name is Bitcoin John, how he feels. And so I'm like, cooking bacon with no shirt. What?
And he's smart as all get out. Look at that. Exactly, sir. John, you are 100% right.
Oh, my goodness.
Hermano, como está? Hola. Es muy caliente outside. What?
I don't know what you just said.
Rosie's been teaching me Spanish. That's wrong. I'm going to get punched for that one. Dilo. Oh, look. I thought I had you in my pocket for a minute there, but I guess you got out. She's like a little brown leprechaun. I like her. She's so much fun. It's inappropriate. I should not say things like that. I'm probably going to get canceled or something. Who knows? Jeff, dude, you're awesome. I should just save myself here and just throw back at him and just stop talking and be like, oh, look. Oh, my.
Yeah, he put himself in timeout this time. That's good.
There he goes. That's funny.
I've been learning.
So when I saw 104 consecutive shows, you know what the first thing I thought of was? I thought, man, that's a lot of footage of Charlie smoking a stove and drinking Mountain Dew.
Right.
And you need to do a montage of that.
Oh, that could be fun. Mm-hmm. Lisa, where? I can turn my head this year though. I can't turn my lower body, but I can turn my head.
Always something.
Apparently the wounds are moving down next year. Who knows? You know what? Skiing, that's a great idea. Someone said skydiving. Look, I'm down, but I'll break everything at this point. Skydiving, just parachute opening is going to kill me alone right now. Oh my God. Yeah, I got to wait 3 months, Jeff, to get my appendix pulled out.
Appendix?
Screw you, Chat GPT. Don't care what you say. I'm going to, 3 months, man.
Doesn't sound like it's too much of an emergency then.
Well, so here's the deal, right? I don't know if you knew this, but I'm going to school you on some appendix problems. So if it's like bad and you're having appendicitis and it doesn't explode on you, they can just go in, punch 3 little holes in your belly, pull it out with straws and a spoon, right? Apparently, when it ruptures, it's a whole nother problem. Mm-hmm. It creates all these things and stuff. And so now what they do is they treat you with massive doses of antibiotics for like, I don't know, the rest of my life. And then they get the infection down because apparently they didn't want to take out multiple feet of my intestine and colon. And I'm saying words that are scary to people, but I'm just saying they like wanted to they're like, we can do it right now, bro, but you're going to lose chunks. And I'm like, no, I like your other plan better.
On your little special bag on.
Oh yeah, the special bag. No one needs one of those. I was adamant. No, thank you.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah, when he told me what was going on, I didn't just Google it, because when you Google things, you find out that you have cancer, AIDS, bird flu, and it's all because the aliens abducted you. That's what you find out when you Google stuff. So I went directly to the Mayo Clinic and I looked it up, and boy, when it ruptures, man, that's a big. I had no idea. It's one of those things, until it's happened to you or a close friend, you just don't think about it.
Yeah.
And the other thing I found out is it's not really something where could you eat healthier or not smoke cigars or whatever it is. No, it just happens to some people.
Right.
There is no doing anything about it. That's kind of scary to me.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you, appendicitis is stupid, and they should just remove everybody's appendix at birth, because apparently nobody needs one. And I'm like, well, I don't know. I was put in my body for some reason. And the doctor's like, oh, bro, you don't need that. We'll just take it out. Oh, wait. We're going to wait 3 months because yours exploded. So we're going to let it, calm down and hang out in your gut for a while and just take some more drugs. It'll be fine. So, it's good stuff, man. I mean, I don't even know how to act. And I'm like, watch. Bam, Mr. Brett Stewart. Good to see you, sir.
Hey, Brett
Stewart, Jeff Reese.
You totally missed our discussion on paradigm and
paradigm synergy. Synergy is solar energy. Or what happens when you cook bacon without a shirt.
And jumped right in on Charlie's very uncomfortable discussion about his appendicitis.
Dude.
I came in at paradigm. I'm not sure what that is, but sounded like an interesting conversation I missed.
It's absolute nonsense, because once again, Brett, on the anniversary, Charlie may be on some minor drugs.
But he has a script.
Prescribed.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard. Spent 7 days in the hospital. Pretty awesome. So much fun. Finally going back to work Thursday. I'm so excited. I got to get out of the house.
Well, glad you're better, man.
God. So yeah, Brett Stewart, Jeff Reese, Brett Stewart. Good to meet you guys. I'm glad you're both here, and you guys are both awesome. I don't care what anybody says about you, especially Jeff. Morton will say, because Morton, he talks some trash. And Rosie, that one right there, I don't know if you can see her. It's that one right there. She is straight up Satan and the devil, and she will talk things about behind your back.
Yep.
Rosie is the glue to this whole thing. So 2
right on
years.
the bathroom doors. Yeah.
See. She's putting numbers on walls, and good Lord, she's a bad person, man. I don't even know what to say. I'm just kidding. I love you, babe. Don't throw things at me. They can see you.
She's an angel.
So how are things, Brett?
Yeah, things are great. Yeah, thanks for having me on. I cannot believe it's been 2 years.
Dude, right?
Flying. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like completely baffled, and see, I'm like counting weeks, like because it's a baby, so he's just 104 weeks. He's only 392 days. Yeah, it's great, whatever. Because I'm impressed with myself. To hell with everybody. I'm just gonna throw it out there, right? 104 weeks. This guy has made it to every single show.
Yeah,
well, how many
104 weeks.
How many shows?
104.
104 weeks or 104 shows?
Yes. Weekly shows. Not counting all the other videos we do, just the live weekly show. Yeah.
Yes.
Right.
So I'm pretty stoked
he was
about
even
that.
He was on last week from the hospital on his phone,
hiding from the VA police.
And Sue was about ready to go down there and take his phone away, because he was on bed rest orders from Sue Smith. And you've actually met Sue, right, Brett?
Yeah.
You don't want to mess with her.
She's tough as Rosie, that's for sure. Puts up with Charlie's
it was
crap.
great. Rosie was like looking at me the whole time, like, you jackass. Get back in your room. It's hot out here. Dude, it was like 90,000 degrees outside, and I don't know, 1,400% humidity. And I'm walking around with an IV pole, bro, and I'm like smoking a cigar, trying to dodge the VA cops because they were going to give me a ticket or throw me in VA jail or something. I don't know. It was great. Apparently, you can't smoke anywhere on their property.
So Jeff Reese, something that you might not know. So we've been doing the show for 2 years now, as of today. About 6 months before that, we were kind of on the fence about doing what we do, and this guy right here was like, "Guys, I think you should totally do it."
You guys should get off your butt and actually start.
So he kind of motivated us to, kind of either poop or get off the pot type of discussion there.
And just gave you that push. That's awesome.
And now he's like, God, what did I do? These guys, thorns. Oh my God. But we love you. But look, so we invited you on here, all of you folks who we have a couple more folks who will be popping in. But I already told Jeff Reese, but Brett Stewart, we brought you guys on here because we want to say thank you to you guys for helping us get to the point where we're doing things where we're kind of expanding our grasp and our reach and things like that. And none of it would have happened without the people that we've partnered with, with people like you, Jeff Reese. I mean, good Lord, the list has been growing, especially our list has grown this year like something fierce with the things we've been doing. And look, all of these crap aside and all that, we've been able to offer a lot of people a lot of things that are helping them do better and things like that. And I know you dig the fact that we can help people do better in their business. And we've had those discussions before. And you've got a line you got to take, sir. Wait, you got a line you got to take, sir, and you got to stand on certain things. And I get it. It ain't personal, I mean, we all got to do our thing. But at the same time, you've always been like, go for it, man. I don't know why you haven't done it yet, dummy.
100%. Yeah, I know you were just checking to see if you were crazy. Jeff was like, well, I'm with crazy all the time. I think it's a good idea. Let's just get one more opinion.
Right.
And it was, a big need out there. I mean, there's a lot of folks naturally already going to the two of you based on your experience and success. Mm-hmm. So to then, put it to paper, then put it to video, and here you are. Super proud of you and the team. And Rosie, obviously, in the background for the most part, helping out, making sure these guys stay on task. You're awesome.
With their fading purple hair.
Oh yeah.
We got to get that redone before Fleet Week. Yeah, we're gonna be in Phoenix for Fleet Week. Can't wait for that. I'm all stoked and like,
I'm excited.
I'm gonna, because why not take another week off of work? Right?
You call it Fleet Week or Driver Appreciation Week?
So it's Driver Appreciation Week. Jeff and I might have our own little term for it. It's Fleet Week because of the whole Portland Navy thing, and it's just stuck in our heads from up there. It's a whole thing.
Okay.
Driver Appreciation Week. Someday I will say the right words. Yeah. Probably not. Let's be real.
So in the past 2 years, how many times have you tried to quit smoking cigars?
Twice, legitimately.
Twice. And the time you spent in the hospital didn't help you along that path, or?
No, you know what's funny is the first 3 or 4 days I was in the hospital, like I didn't want a cigar. I look, there was too much pain to think about anything. I was like, yeah, a cigar would be cool, but no, I don't want to move. I mean, just more morphine would be great. That would be fantastic right now. More morphine would be amazing. Nicotine, not so much. Whatever, cigar or whatever. I was just like, no, man, we're good. But then I was like, you know what? I had a bit of a struggle while I was there, not to share too much, but I had a bit of a struggle while I was in there, mentally, physically, just everything, just crushing my soul, man. And look, I'm not gonna lie, it's more of a physical thing for me. It's something to do that when I do that, a lot of times I don't think about the rest of the world.
Sure.
Right.
It's your release. Right.
And so while I was there, I was like, yeah, I need to go have a cigar. And as soon as they told me, you know what, you can go walk around, I'm like, and then I met this fabulous VA police officer, and she and I had words. And I was so doped up and hurting and in pain. I'm just sitting on this stupid bench, and she like pulls up on me, and she's like talking to me, and she's like, you're a bad person. And like all this other stuff. Like you thought I was selling crack to 3-year-olds, exactly, man.
Said. You were smoking on a smoke-free campus. Is that what happened?
And that's exactly what happened.
Yeah.
And then she says, you need to put that out. You can't smoke here. I said, look, I'm out here in socks, right? I'm in pajamas, Brett. Yeah. Pajamas and socks and a freaking IV pole and a cigar. and I'm talking to a bunch of vets, and we're just kind of bonding and, you know, enjoying our time. And she's like, "You need to not smoke here. You can't." I said, "Oh, you know, I saw this big red line on the ground over here, and it says no smoking." And I don't know, logically, I thought, well, I can't smoke past that line. So I walked my sorry ass way the hell out here to smoke a cigar. Thought I was okay because this is where other people were smoking. Silly me, whatever, right?
Yeah, like nurses and stuff.
Yeah. Like I was, and I was probably as sarcastic, just less energy because talking loudly was not okay because it hurt to pull from the diaphragm. And then she's like, "Well, you need to put it out now." I'm like, "You are more than welcome to come over here and step on this cigar. I give you permission. I will bend down as best I can. You can stomp this thing in the ground. Otherwise, I will not take another drag off this cigar, but it's going to take 3 to 5 minutes for this thing to burn out to where I could actually safely throw it out."
Yeah.
And she looked at me and she's like, "You need to put that out now." I'm like, "I've got nothing." And then some really helpful lady reaches out and says, "Here's a plastic cup. It's like a little Dixie cup." She's like, "This'll snuff it out." I'm like, "It'll burn through that in a heartbeat. Just the heat coming off the ground is going to burn through that thing, but whatever." And I'm like, "Thank you. That's probably not going to work." And the lady's like, "You need to not smoke and you need to put that out." And I'm like, "You're not being helpful or listening to me right now." I said, "I won't smoke any more of this cigar, and I'd love for you to come step on it, and I will gladly tote my rack up the rail," right? And she's like, "You could get a ticket." And I said, "Just write the ticket."
Yeah.
"Can you just write the ticket and we'll be done with it and call it good, man?" And then I spent the next days after that, because a little less pain and a little more ornery, because now I'm just me.
Yeah.
Looking
back to yourself.
people. Looking for him, Brett. Come write me a ticket. Like we had an uprising. I was organizing a protest amongst the veteran smokers of Florida, and we were gonna take down the man. And
didn't happen.
No, man. I actually found a spot just off campus, as the campus word. There's a buzzword, campus, whatever. I guess you could call it. It's more of a teaching hospital, but whatever. Anyhow, so we actually found a place that was actually easier to get to than that other crazy spot, because they had put me in a brand new building and it was down a ramp and it was like right out a gate out onto the sidewalk. I'm like, but I did stay 8 feet inside the gate in my own little protest manner.
Still in your socks. Were you
I was
wearing?
able to put shoes in.
Okay. There you
I'm
go.
gonna do a thing real quick, Charlie, since it's our anniversary, and
Do it.
the other person, Brett, you haven't met her yet, that is even more behind the scenes than Rosie is
behind.
Hello.
my wife, Donna Morton. She does all our thumbnails and our graphics and stuff.
Awesome.
And reminds me when I haven't gotten something done that I'm supposed to get done, all that, So there.
She's the boss lady right there.
She's off doing kid stuff right now. So
no, she's in the chat, bro.
It doesn't mean she's not out and about.
Look, I'm just saying she's here. Whatever. I don't care what you say.
Hey, you're the one that didn't invite her.
Chiming in late, yeah.
What do you mean I didn't invite her?
You just sent her an invite.
Are you on crack? She doesn't need an invite. She knows how to log in and just pop right in. I'm just saying. Look,
Okay.
I need a pill.
You tell.
Just kidding.
You tell her that.
You're making my tummy hurt, Jeff.
So were you able to save the appendix, or that they have ripped it out?
It's still in my body and won't be coming out for 3 months.
Wow.
Dude,
Yeah, they have to get that
not
infection under
cool.
control first.
Yeah.
It is so I'm going to see you in 2 weeks, and I'm still going to have this rotten, ruptured appendix in my gut.
That'll be a visual for sure.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm going to get a shirt made that outlines the appendix on my shirt, maybe, and be like, "Mine's exploded." You should subscribe to my YouTube channel just for that alone.
Yeah.
I'll take the subs. What the heck? I don't care. I ain't too proud to beg, yo. But
so
no,
we have one of our more colorful members saying thank you to Brett there. Randy Shackelford. Thank you for being patient with my colorful metaphor email issues.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Randy, definitely, you don't have to wonder what he thinks.
No.
He's just one of those people. that,
I better mind my P's and Q's. I apologize. Mom is driving, but we're all listening.
That means my kids are listening to
I
you,
know.
Charlie.
Look, I'm going to be good.
Oh.
know.
Famous last words.
Right.
I'm gonna be good for sure.
So
I did
Brett,
good in their house.
I'm going to go ahead and answer this question for you because I don't think you really want to get into it while you're with us. But someone was asking about load board update. I think that's because you're here, but I'm going to answer the question.
You people are dirty.
Yeah, you are.
Yeah.
So I'm going to answer it for Brett. I'm not putting him on the spot. So the latest update of the load board that got updated last week is much better. It's working pretty well. I'm going to defer with what Adam Miller said in the live on last week that we're looking at
No
probably not this month, but by fourth quarter, they'll have it out. So
no pressure, Brett. None at all.
There's your update. And if you want to go watch the the live that the top leadership did last week, it's on YouTube, and they do address that there.
That's good times, man, all around right there.
Oh man,
well, yeah.
Brett's favorite subject right now.
Well, I don't know if you know, Brett, but that the last update that came up actually had all the stuff that we've been wanting in it. It's telling us if it's multi-stop, it's telling us if it's live or if it's preloaded. All that stuff is actually there and accurate now, from what I'm seeing. So.
Yeah, and I mean, we're 2 years past the deadline, so at this point, it's just kind of like.
Hey, you're the one that brought that up.
I did not say this, man.
I mean, at this point, I'm just, really fingers crossed. I mean, what I can say is that the biggest challenge we had was it was sitting as a standalone platform, which had a major lag. So as we populated loads into it,
right,
if that load changed, it would take up to 10 minutes for the load change to reflect to the load board. It just wasn't going to be a product that we can go and introduce 1,000 owners, operators to. So we had to take it off that platform and put it into our internal data warehouse site, which is same time. So as a load gets entered or it gets changed, now it's with its instance. So that was the biggest hurdle to get past in the past 4 months. Now that milestone has been accomplished, the rest is what they say is just cascading. It's just as easy. Everything should flow very simply. They have right now about 15 items that they're going to get complete in 4 weeks. And so, yeah, definitely on the positive train. There's right. Bitcoin John.
Charley was in labor in 3 months.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Good guy. Jeff Reese. Hey man, I know you got to bounce. Thank you for popping in. Dude, we got to get you and Greg in for the insurance stuff, the health insurance, because that's going to be awesome. That's going to be a huge help for a lot of guys, man. Seriously. So thanks, brother, for popping in.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys. Congratulations. Nice to meet you, Brett.
Nice to meet you, Jeff. Take care, man.
Thanks, brother.
And
so yeah,
here's another one that I know a little bit about because Matt Nissa wants to know how's the freight box system coming. I actually had that populate on my Point app this week, Brett, and I haven't had an occasion to need to use it to find a trailer, but I've been like anytime I'm at a customer or yard, I've been looking at it to see what it says, and it seems to be working pretty good.
Yeah,
I haven't done the reserve a trailer function yet because I haven't needed to, but it like I was in the Lancaster terminal a couple days ago, and it told me, hey, there's 42 empty trailers here. Here's the list of trailers.
Yeah,
go find one.
It's definitely going to come in handy as freight volumes start to increase here in the fourth quarter, where we go back to I need a trailer, and the customer's not going to release a trailer. Where's the closest one? So the platform itself, I'm not super familiar with. I've seen it a few times, and I was impressed with it overall. I mean, that's the system we've been wanting and needing for quite some time. So it'll help. But yeah, I would encourage everybody to get in there and try it. Give us feedback if things need to change. Now's the time to do it. So before we get too
and we talked to the guy. We just call him Doug's son because we can never remember his name.
Nate Obrey.
Nate Obrey. Because we know his dad.
Doug.
Yeah, that was kind of a joke for a while. It's like, come on, Nate, answer our emails, or we're calling your dad.
Yeah.
but he demonstrated what they had at the time, and it's not quite what we saw, but in ways I think it's better because it's integrated into the Point app.
Right.
And it's just part of that whole thing. It's really smooth so far. And
I had it
what was
interesting
to me
right before my thing happened, and I thought, oh, this is cool, and I touched it, and it's like, hey, you're at Target, dummy. We don't have any trailers there. Would you like us to look further out? And I'm like, I don't actually need a trailer, so I didn't push the button.
Well, what's interesting to me, Brett, and this is kind of that we work with this really big corporation, Knight Swift. I mean, I don't want to sound ignorant, but are they? They're in the Fortune 500 for sure, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
actually, just recently. Yeah.
It's big. Okay. And so
enormous.
When Nate was explaining to us how he kind of pitched this to the board and all that stuff, it was kind of like they have all this technology on this trailer that Swift paid for.
Yep.
That was just sitting there not being used. And Nate was like, well, here's how we can use it. And they were like, make it happen.
Yeah.
It's like they bought like the best technology as of like, what was it, like 2018 or something like that. All the bells and whistles on these trailers, and then didn't use it because who knew how to use it, right?
Right.
Well,
no way to really make it work properly.
Another thing about a company this big is there's a guy that can say, I know how to use it.
A guy.
The
guy.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of an amazing thing when I see stuff like that.
No, definitely a need in the industry, and a way for us to tell where trailers are dwelling. It's a way for us to tell when a trailer needs inspection and repair, and just all the above. So just utilizing technology, right? Welcome to 2022.
And that is the other
full screen. Man.
I just saw the #1 fan of Contractor's Corner tag. I was like, yeah, I had to make that bit larger there. I'm just saying. Sorry, my bad.
Well, and that's the other side that I don't think people think of is the whole system. The way it works is it will actually look and see, is this trailer out of inspection? And if it is, it lets the shop know so they can send someone out. And they have a version of the app on their handheld device so that when they get on site, they log into the job, they do whatever needs to be done, then log out, which releases the trailer right then and there. They don't have to go all the way back to the shop, fill out paperwork and all that nonsense anymore. I mean, it's really an amazing piece of tech.
That goes to answer Kathy Underwood's question. Is Swift contracting out the freight box trailers? Some of them do go out to their preferred partner carrier. I don't know the correct terminology there, but yes, some of them do have access to that.
But more importantly than that, and I don't know if you know this, Brett. So apparently Swift has a problem with people stealing our trailers,
right?
That have their own numbers and then just using our trailers without paying for them.
They're like, oh, I found an empty.
Yeah.
Well, Freightbox tells on them now.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
And we can go. You Swift can go after them and say, hey, you owe us money, or how about you like to talk to the local sheriff instead?
Right. We would like 13 cents a mile for your use of our trailer, and we have every mile you've driven, smart man.
Yep,
that's right. Yeah.
I mean that's something that honest people like Charlie and Rosie and Donna and I, we never would have thought of that. But there's people that are like, well, Swift's got 30,000 trailers. They don't need all of them,
right?
They'll just they'll literally steal a trailer of ours out of a Walmart DC and go run on their own numbers with it.
And Walmart's like, sure, go ahead. Look, we leave trailers in truck stops. I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
See, I've seen them in farm fields. You're like, whoa, that one's old. Let's call that one in. Maybe there's a bounty on that one.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, we used to. I don't know if we sell the bounty program, but that was going on with.
That was cool back in the day.
I used to have a printed list that I kept in my truck, and I would tell my students, "I'll split the bounty with you if we find one."
Yeah,
right.
That's smart.
Well, yeah. Drag Colton up here real quick. Bam! There's Colton Lawrence, Trucker CFO, the man.
Oh yeah.
Hey, what's up, Colton? Brett Stewart, Colton. Well, whatever you guys.
Are you?
You too.
Are you on your pool deck right now?
I'm on my deck.
You look quite comfortable, sir.
Almost 5 o'clock. I'm lounging in a nice Adirondack chair.
Nice.
Wrapping up the day. Just got off of a call with somebody who called me in a panic because the IRS garnished his wages, and he went to pull money off of his comm data, and poof, there was nothing there.
That
kind of stuff happens. So
yeah,
right. Never a good day.
Never a good day.
No.
So yeah, there was something else somebody touched on. What was it? I just didn't want to leave you down there in the bottom Colton. Sorry.
Oh, you're good.
Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Something, I lost it. Whatever. I'm broken. Drugs.
Yeah, I wanted to give a big shout out. Congratulations, you guys. 2 years, solid. Love it. Definitely want to be on more often. So send the invite. Appreciate you inviting me today.
I will, man.
Yeah.
I just been so we've been so damn busy lately. We've been trying to get all these other things lined up, and don't
Are
necessarily.
you
line up
planning
this
to go
good stuff.
live just the one day for Driver Appreciation Week, or are you live every day?
We're gonna go live every day like we did last year
Okay.
for at least 20 minutes and say, hey, this is what's going on today.
Yeah.
Trying to set up some recorded interviews that we'd like to do, things like that too.
We'll get with Elster and make sure we're not stepping on her toes, because that wouldn't be good.
Yeah.
That
I want to get beat up by.
That lady
Well, maybe I
intimidates me
do.
for some reason. I don't know. She's like way smarter than her age.
Yeah.
Would it be wrong to
yeah,
want to get beat up by Tina and Alcira? Is that weird?
To invite him?
To get beat up by them?
This is going dark. So Brett, I am going to put you on the spot for something real quick.
Sure.
We would like to actually maybe work with Justin over Driver Appreciation Week.
Oh, putting them on
and
the
kind
spot
of
even.
kind of do if we could do a class and invite people that think they want to be owner operators.
A seminar.
And we could do like a half hour, 45-minute seminar for them / recruiting event, and just show them this is how you make money with this business model. And we have Justin here to talk about the recruiting part, and we're going to tell you how to make money.
Sure.
And we could announce that in the big tent that, hey, if you ever thought about being an owner operator, go to room so-and-so.
Yeah.
And we could do that.
Could be fun.
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, too. I think there's a lot of things that they might not be considering that you can bring to light and help them with that. So that'd be great. Definitely open to that.
Because there's a lot of fence sitters out there, tire kickers.
Yeah.
And
what?
we really love pushing people on one side of the fence or the other. Get off the fence, guy. Either pull the trigger or go be a company driver.
Right.
Yeah.
And the guys we're really looking for are the go-getters that want to run a business. Obviously. But people need that nudge one way or the other.
Yeah.
Stop paying for a job.
That's right. Own your business.
That's what we've been telling people.
That's one of our taglines now. Stop paying for a job, start owning your business.
Yeah.
I like it.
Well, you've seen it, Brett. You've seen it. Guys try to run that lease truck like they did their company truck, and that's just not good. You got to have a different mindset.
Yeah, for sure.
And if we can get them to have that mindset, then they're more successful, and everybody's happier.
Yeah, especially when it comes to fuel, right? They want to idle and go fast.
Lord. Right.
I want to go 72 and idle as much as I can. That's
Brett, we need an incentive program that'll allow people to do 80 miles an hour, because they'll do it. Whatever the hell it is you give them, they'll do it. They're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go faster and make less money. That's great. That's a good plan. I'm gonna do that.
This thing with people.
My bad.
Getting in a position where they don't have to have the camera anymore, and I'm explaining to them, no, by your contract now, because the ICOA has not changed. By your contract, you now have to have your truck governed at 68 instead of 70.
Oh God!
Whoa, bro.
Maybe I'll just keep the camera and their insurance and whatever, and we're like, okay, man.
I mean, if that's what you want to do, fine, but understand the cost that is to your business, and they just don't listen, and that just boggles our mind.
I'm not leasing a truck unless it has the absolute worst rolling resistance tires, goes faster than light, and chews tires up every 5 miles. I don't know. That's my plan. That's my goal. That's what I'm gonna do.
Well, if I could drive the truck I absolutely wanted, it would be one of those old long-nosed Peterbilts,
but black, drop to the ground, stretched out 97 feet.
Yeah. But those things get like 5 miles a gallon if they're going downhill with a tailwind.
Yeah, when I have $20 million in the bank, I'm gonna spend 19 of it my first year in my 97 stretched black Pete on fuel.
Sounds like a good plan.
With a mechanical engine.
Yes, and a mechanic shed, because I'm gonna have to tow one of those guys around with me in the back. A full-time mechanic. I'm just saying, on the truck. I'm just saying, yeah.
All right, you guys. I look forward to seeing you guys.
All right, buddy.
All
We
right, man.
appreciate you,
You can
Brett,
hear
for
me.
popping in. Thanks, man. We will be there in 2 weeks at Driver Appreciation Week. What are the exact dates? Do you know? Come on, put you on the spot. It's the 12th through the something. Dang it. I know
10th
the
through the
number.
something, isn't it?
Yes, I thought September 10th through the 16th. It's a Sunday to Saturday. I'll have to look. It's about the same week
I
every
know
week,
what-
you know, first week of football too, and it's a good time to
I know
be.
that we're cutting Jordan's hair on the 15th.
Right.
Yes. So the 16th is the final day.
Shaving that man bald. That's going to be so much fun. We've got him.
We gotta
He agreed to do 2 days of haircut.
Yeah. We
Man.
need to raise some more money. So I know you guys
We're
got a
trying,
plan as
dude.
well. And yeah, let's keep it going.
It's been a tough year. But Brett, thanks so much, man. I appreciate you, brother.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. See ya.
Bye, Brett.
Mr. Colton Lawrence, good to see you, sir. Sorry
see
to
you
make
guys.
we just drag you in like whatever. I'm gonna drag people up in there and just make them sit there and look pretty because you do look good sitting there, man. I'm not gonna. I mean, you
Well-
just look comfortable and casual. And just like,
Yeah.
what's up?
Yeah. I was gonna say to you, any day above ground is better than a day underground, right?
Brother, you ain't lying. Man, yes. It's the only answer I got. Yes.
I'm glad you're still above ground.
Me too, and thank you, and good Lord. I'm just saying, it was fun. It's been an interesting couple of weeks, and it's going to be a couple of interesting months.
But you're home. That's a
So-
good thing.
I am, and I'm
So-
finally going back to work Thursday, so
Oh,
that's a plus for me.
Yeah. Got to make money.
So just so everybody knows, right now we're at $165 raised for Swift Charities.
That's going to start growing soon.
I hope
I know
so.
it is. I know. for a fact
Our highest donor is Ismael Castaneda.
I love watching him try to pronounce names.
Oh, I'm terrible at it. That's our top donor so far. So Ismael, if you maintain the top, if you're there in
We got to see what they're getting on the
Phoenix on the
Swift side too,
15th.
though. We got to beat
Well,
everybody.
we will, one way or the other.
Well, let's see. Trucker CFO is going to do a match.
Whoop!
All
Watch
right.
out.
Trying to
Careful.
decide how much of a match we're going to do here.
Right. Don't commit.
Don't commit.
Don't do it.
Don't commit, man.
Okay.
Unless you
Don't commit until you're ready.
Right.
I'm going to commit up to $750.
Look at that. See, now that puts pressure on us, Colton.
Yeah.
Because we need to make some things happen because we will just blow stuff up if we can make some things happen and it'll be fun. Like, and look, I don't want to make light of what you just said because I dig these charities that they support, the Swift Charities and Children's Miracle Network. Children's Miracle Network is probably my top 3. And man, anything that helps kids out, and that is one of those foundations, charities that really does a lot of good work. So, not making light of, I mean, I make light of everything. Let's just be real. Never mind.
Especially when you're stoned.
Inappropriate, right? At least I'm not that high right now. It's been a few hours, and I'm kind of trying to wean myself back out so I can go drive legal and be all right. Because that's a
And
thing.
I reserve the right to increase that. No guarantees, but
I will not fight you on that, sir.
all right.
Absolutely will not fight you. So, but Colton, like I've been telling people as they're coming in here, we wanted to bring you folks in here, people like you. We had Jeff Reese was in here a little while ago. Brett Stewart popped in.
Good.
And the reason we wanted you guys to pop in on this show, because it's our special 2-year show, is because without folks like you, without people that tune in and watch us every week, and the relationships that we're building with folks like you and ES and Seabright and all throughout Swift, and now we're kind of broadening our reach out into other carriers and things like that. Without building the relationships and you guys helping us and supporting us the way that you do, we're not here. We can't do the things we do. And you guys provide services that are just freaking phenomenal.
Well, I appreciate that. And, I think you guys, I don't think you give yourself enough credit, Charlie. I think you'd probably still be around without us, but we're grateful to be working with you. So it's a good platform, and it's about the service that we offer. And I know it's the same for the others. I know I know ES Advantage. I know those folks really well.
They're an amazing group.
Seabright. I met Seabright down in Vegas, so don't know them quite as well, and some of the others. But they're all good folks, and I know I speak for them as well when we say we're happy to work with you guys and for the contractors and the show. The people that watch your show on a regular basis. I've talked to many of them, and people can definitely learn something from actual truckers, right? I'm not a trucker, even though I work with them every day.
And I may have heard something along the lines of someone needed to learn how to use email. Not going to throw out names, and I'm actually not going to throw out a name because he knows. Whatever.
I haven't seen him in the chat today, so
he was here earlier. He'll catch it. Yeah, he'll catch it.
So one of the things we were talking to Jeff about, though, is you don't drive truck, Colton, but you understand the business and you can talk trucker. And everybody that ES Success in Trucking has introduced us to is like that. They have a new health insurance program, and that guy used to actually drive truck. So he knows what we do every single day.
Knows the needs, the desires, the wants, things like that. And they put together a heck of a program.
And Tony at Seabright, he used to own a small fleet of trucks and has a CDL and drives trucks himself around the farm. So all of you guys speak trucker, and that's really, really important versus some of these other people that don't.
Right.
So a little bit of breaking news here. I am actually going to go get my CDL this fall.
Nice.
That's going to be awesome. I want to hear how that experience goes. You should walk around with a GoPro strapped to your body.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that could be fun.
It could be fun. I don't imagine it's going to be too crazy for me. I've operated heavy equipment since the time I was a toddler.
Right.
Grew up in construction, so from dump trucks to loaders to track hose to, anything and everything you can think of as far as equipment. I've operated it. And then I've got a 1-ton Chev with my fifth wheel, and out here in the West, for those you guys are truckers, you guys have been out West.
Right.
Jeff, you live out West. You've seen these people with loads that are longer than you with your 53-foot trailer. They got their fifth wheel and their side-by-sides or boat behind them. That's me. I think tip to tip, when I'm fully loaded, I'm like 75 feet, 6 inches, something like that.
That's just crazy.
So I understand the length. I understand the weight from some of the other stuff I've done. It's just learning, the ins and outs and better learning the regulations and how that all works. So I'm excited for it.
Oh, that's a good point right there, Blackbeard. Try not to get the auto restriction. Try to find a spot that's got the a manual transmission. I know they're going the way of the dodo and all that, but hey, man, why have a restriction if you don't have to? I'm just gonna throw it out there. It is more fun to try and pass that test while not screwing up double clutching. I'm just saying.
Hey, so you want to learn? You want to hear how I learned to drive a clutch? It was on a Chevy dump bed. Nice. It had a 454 in it, a split axle. What do they call? Is that the split axle? The double shift? You get the little clicker thing,
right?
And I just learned how to listen to the engine. I didn't clutch at all.
Right.
Yeah. So I know all that. So I don't know what the language is necessarily.
I had a heck of a time learning how to double clutch. So I faked it for all of my tests. You would see my leg move like it was, my foot's on the pedal and my toe wouldn't move, but my entire leg would move. Right. I was faking it the whole time. I never tested it. I couldn't go.
Yeah. Hey, the first time I had a heavy load on that dump truck, and had to start on a hill. I had a little sedan behind me. I thought for sure I was going to pancake that thing. I'm like, I feel bad for you being behind me.
Right.
And I was only 17. Anyway, I probably shouldn't have been driving that truck anyway, but that's how I learned.
I think you're past the statute of limitations.
Yeah,
I dig it. I learned how to shift in Datsun. What was the old pickup truck? The Datsun S10 pickup truck or something like that. I don't know. Sitting in the passenger seat while my brother-in-law was driving, he'd say first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and I was like, crap, that was second. That was a failure when he yelled out fifth. But so I learned how to shift left-handed, right? I mean, literally from the passenger seat. And then I would watch his feet and how he moved them as I'm moving the stick. And I'm like, oh, okay. And then I bought a Datsun 710 wagon that was orange. It was hard to tell the orange from the rust. When you made right turns, gas came out of where the gas cap's supposed to be. When you made left turns, the entire inside of the car filled up with gas fumes. So that was a bonus. I'm just saying. And I bought that car for my sister because it was going to the junkyard, and I saved it the day before they were going to have it towed. And I bought it for $1 and started driving around Canoga Park, California, on the farm roads in the back hills there, just raging on that thing like it was stolen. And I drove a very long time in second gear. A very long time.
65.
Probably 97. Something, yeah, just ripping on that motor, man. Those old Datsun motors were something else, though. They were phenomenal for I mean, you could just beat them up. And I drove that car for, good Lord, had to be 2 years, a year and a half before the engine actually finally blew up. But I learned how to drive, clutch, and the whole thing with that car. And there may have been some very inappropriate nights where I was 16 at a bar, and I'm just saying some bad things happened in the car, and I didn't die.
That's a plus. You're still above ground.
I launched that car, I don't know, at least 6 feet in the air one night going across a railroad track. But I was smart because, my seatbelt wasn't real good. You never knew if it was actually going to lock up on and work for you. It would lock when you didn't want to and not lock when it should. And I was thinking this went out. This will tell you what kind of teenager I was, Colton. I saw the railroad tracks coming, and I knew I was going at a high rate of speed, and I knew I was going to launch this car off those tracks. So I reclined my seat flat so I wouldn't hit my head. And that's how I went over the tracks.
Good for you.
That's a story I should never tell people.
Yeah, you know what I drove in high school? This is probably not what you guys wanted to talk about. I don't know.
Oh,
but,
I'm talking about anything.
This will age me a little bit. I drove a 75 Chev Camaro with an airlift in the back.
Ooh.
Pump that thing up to where the airlift was like 6 inches, so I'm driving down the road like this. Yeah. And I had fuzzy dice and my dream catcher in the mirror. It only had a belt. There was no shoulder strap.
Right.
And then on the back, I can't forget the mullet. I had the mullet. Full on mullet going.
God, I
need to see pictures of that.
Right.
Yeah. And then I had on the back, I had the local, Jeff, you may know, I don't know if you were around Utah enough to know this at the time, but I had the local rock station, which was K-Bear. I had a bumper sticker for K-Bear, and one of the local country stations. I had their sticker. So that tells you a little bit about me.
I dig it, man. You know what Rosie's first car was? It was a freaking Fiat that I could not fit in without taking the little T-tops off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I hated that car. I may have helped her blow that car up.
So
driving
Colton,
inappropriately.
Yeah.
Colton, we have Driver Appreciation Week coming up. And for those of you guys that'll be there, if you come by our booth, which we have an actual booth this year,
right?
You can get got a bunch of t-shirts from Colton for Trucker CFO. It'll cost you. We're going to ask you to download and read his little guide that he came up with.
Exactly.
Business guide.
The business guide.
Hey, look at that.
Look at that. I don't know why, but I enjoy this picture.
Bonus, it covered up Charley.
Right?
Yeah. There you go. Oh, Charley.
If only it would mute him. Good Lord.
Charley and I, this is an inside joke, but
right? I know. Stop it, man. Oh, you're a terrible person.
But yeah, so technically the shirts aren't free. It's going to cost you an email address, but hey, they're nice shirts, and
I'm all excited.
Trust me, you talk to Colton's people and you're gonna appreciate it, whether you actually sign up for the service or not. They're really knowledgeable people.
Right.
Yeah, that's one thing that happens with me being on shows like this is people get the impression that like I'm this one man show and or one man band, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
And I'm definitely not. I got a lot of folks behind the scenes that are helping me out. And Jeff, you've met some of them. You've come into the office, and without my staff, without them helping me, it would not go near as smoothly. So got a lot of good people there.
Well, you know, I keep telling people the story with Jessica. Was like a month ago. I had a question on my P&L, and Colton, you have a policy of within 24 hours of a message, you will return that message. And so I figured, you know, they're busy. I'm gonna send my little query to Jessica, and I'm gonna go mow the lawn. You know, she called me back like 5 minutes later. I was like, hold on, let me get back to my computer. I can pull up my P&L and go over. I could go over my questions. I mean, and she answered everything. Bam, bam, bam. This is why. This is the wherefores and all that. So there was one question that was a bit of a mystery, but she got with some other people in your office, and we figured it out. So
good.
I'm digging all these comments. Life on 19 wheels. Congrats on 2 years. Contractor Corner. Learn to drive a stick in a 95 Honda Civic. This one. Blackbeard. I learned on an 87 Pete twin stick. Wow. 87 Mustang GT. Look, see, we found the topic to get everybody chatting. I'm just gonna throw it out there. We got to talk about what did you learn to drive in? That's apparently 74 Dodge Dart Super Sport slant 6 0 to 60 in 5 days. I can relate to that. Yeah. It took my Datsun a minute to get up to those space ripping speeds of 55. Just gonna throw it out there. Whatever. Oh, Dad's Peterbilt. 86 Peterbilt 362 cab over. I've got this strange dream. I really want an old cab over, but I don't want the problems of an old cab over.
So I used to drive. I mentioned that Chevy dump truck. I also used to drive an old Ford cab over. I think the GVW on that thing was right around 54 to 60,000, somewhere in that ballpark. No power steering.
Right.
Oh.
So like. The good thing
Probably no power, nothing.
Yeah, no power, nothing. It was scary to drive, but it was fun. Those were the days. AC. Yep.
Wait.
Yeah.
Fighting that handle. Yes, sir. Those are good times right there. People today, they don't understand the struggles.
No, I tell my kids these stories, and they just don't have any clue. They look at me like I'm some alien.
Right? Like we used to look at people back in the day. They're like, back in my day. And now I'm like, back in my day. And then I'm like, oh, crap, I'm that dude.
I know you've met him, Charlie, but remember Jerry's first employee?
Yes.
That still worked. I swear.
I cannot remember his name, but that guy was awesome.
I think he probably worked at Swift until the day he actually died.
Right.
Because that guy was like 200 years old when I met him.
At least.
And then all of a sudden he just disappeared one day. But he used to drive. I don't think you've ever been to our terminal in Phoenix, but it's measured in the mile, not by the acre. It's huge. Right. And so they had this golf cart that'll come out to the back 40 to get you, bring you up to the showers and stuff. And this old guy, he was driver code 1. He was Jerry's Moise's first employee. And on the way back up to the terminal, he would tell stories about back in the day. Him and Jerry driving after Jerry bought his route because, this was before deregulation, right? So Swift Transportation started when Jerry bought the route from Phoenix, Arizona to Los Angeles. That was all he was legally able to drive back then. And he'd tell stories about how their air conditioner was a bucket of dry ice with a little bit of water and a fan.
Right.
And they would just,
oh my gosh. Can you imagine that route with no AC?
And the dude would smoke a carton of cigarettes in the time it took to get from the back 40 up.
Oh yeah, like 9 at a time. You're like, how do you even do that, man? And at least 200 years old. One of the greatest storytellers out there, though. I'll tell you that.
I observed one time when someone talked bad about Mr. Jerry Moise in his presence, and you were embarrassed for the guy that opened his mouth. Right. That old dude loved that man, and just. Boy, he let him have it. I think if he was a little younger, it would have come to fisticuffs.
Oh, there would have been a whooping that happened. And I'm sure, just 10 years before us, Jeff, there was some whoopings that were handed out. I'm positive of it. Yep. It's crazy, man.
Hey, talk to guys that have been in the industry that long, and they are definitely a different breed of person.
Can't remember his name. God, I knew it for so long, and I just can't remember.
Yeah, it's been too long.
That dude was awesome, though. It was so much fun. Oh Lord, I feel like I missed something up here. I'm gonna scroll. You guys just chat amongst yourselves. I'm fine.
CW is trying to get a windshield replaced in Phoenix.
Oh,
That's
God.
kind of, huh? Are you using the insurance to do that, or are you just going to the shop? That's my question. And which insurance do you have?
Right.
I haven't done a glass replacement on Seabright yet, so I don't know what that experience is.
Oh, look, Blackbeard said he'll loan you his 13 speed to test with. Just saying. we got some hook. You know what? If we can figure out how to get Chewy to Salt Lake, I mean, you could use Chewy. I'm just saying, whatever.
I will. I will not reject that.
I just got to figure out how to make that happen. You know what? Colton can appreciate this. I just filed. What was that form? It was, good Lord, I forgot the form number.
The refund for the 2290.
8849.
Good job.
I was cheating. I totally was looking through my email just now. 8849.
I was actually sitting there trying to remember myself. So
right. Yeah. Because I realized that, I paid Chewy's 2290 last year in August, right? And not knowing what I was going to do with Chewy for the rest of the year. So I just paid it. And then realized that Chewy hadn't been on the road since like June 29th or something like that. I was like, man, that was actually kind of good timing. So now I got to do the 8849 and woohoo, good times, man. I'm just saying. And I don't have to file a 2290 this year. Is that correct, Colton?
Well, not for Chewy, you don't.
Okay,
you do,
perfect.
You do for as long as Chewy's not going on the road. But
yeah, Chewy will not be working commercially this year, at least not under my. So I'm still struggling over selling it or not. It's crazy.
And then when you have a lease with IEL, they pay that and then deduct
it's all part of your nonsense. You got to pay
deduct it out of your weekly settlements. So
yeah, it's interesting, and it's totally just random as to whether the carriers do that for you or not. When you get out there, a lot of carriers do, but a lot don't. I'd say it's right in that ballpark of 50-50 as to whether or not you need to do it or not.
Right. No,
and for those of you that don't know, once you pay your truck off with IEL,
they're not doing it for you anymore.
They're not doing it anymore. You have to do that 2290 yourself.
Put your big boy pants on. Super easy. I used another service for it that I've been using for years, and it cost me $20. Whatever. The first year I walked into the IRS office and did it there with one of their people who helped me fill it out. It was great. But I don't like going in that office, so I just paid someone.
Yeah, it is not a difficult thing to do. I mean, we will do it for folks. We obviously charge to do it. Right. But it's amazingly enough, we do see people make mistakes on it. Usually those mistakes are fat fingering something with the VIN.
Yep.
And then choosing like the wrong GVW requirements, which will change the price on you. And then also they'll screw up like the payment methods. So like they'll choose to pay it after the fact, and then they go online,
right? And
they'll end up paying like income tax. And so the IRS is sending them nasty grams about still owing the $550, and
right.
That can become you wouldn't believe how hard it is to call the IRS and say, "Hey, I sent you $550. I need you to reapply that to the 2290." It literally takes an act of the Almighty to get that $550 moved to the right
I can imagine. But Lord help you if you owe them.
Yep.
Yeah. It's crazy, man. Life on 18 wheels. Don't sell Chewy. Look, man, I'm struggling. You're not helping at all. I talked to one person like, yeah, sell that dog. And I'm like, yeah. And then the next person like, don't you dare. I'm like, yeah.
The time to sell it, Charlie, was last year when prices were still up.
Right. When I was still making a killing on her. That's the perfect time. You're right. Before I went the dark side and got an automatic. Oh, look, Mark Rollinger's here. He said he learned on a stick column 3-speed 64 Ford Fairlane. Ooh, Fairlane, nice. Station wagon. Good God. Mark, you're old. I'm just saying. I love you, man. It's fun. Oh, Lord.
We got Jordan down there, just so you know.
Oh, watch this. Bam. We got Jordan all up in here. Oh, look at that. He turned his camera off right when I put him up. What the heck? And now we got no sound on Jordan because he got himself muted, Jordan.
And I'm back.
There you are. We're going to learn technology today. Jordan Bean, this is Colton Lawrence for, in case you guys haven't
Well,
met.
when you're a legitimate movie star, you have other people, sound people
yeah.
do that.
Somebody was supposed to turn it all on for me. I don't know what's going on around here.
This guy right here. Look at this.
It must be at lunch or a break.
The soon to be completely bald Jordan Bean.
Right.
Oh man, looking forward to it too.
This is the victim, Colton, that is gonna have his beautiful wig shaved, as well as that mane of his, that wonderful. So is it still official? Are we still doing this over a 2-day period? I mean, can we curly you, mow you?
So my wife actually was busting my chops. She said, "Hey, can we perm your hair?" And I was like, "I've never done that. And that sounds terrible, like a terrible idea." Which obviously sounds like something we should do. So
absolutely, that should be done on Sunday, bro. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Get it all permed up, and I really could care less. I'm trying to figure out my outfits for the week so I can dress like a clown.
See, because look. Oh God, Colton, you should see the things this man wears. And here's the crazy thing. I don't care what he wears. Like, and I'm being straight here, as straight as I can be. I don't care what he wears. You don't even blink an eye. You're like, damn, that looks good on the man.
I don't even know where I get. My lady says, "Where do you find this stuff?" And I was like, I don't know. I had a big yellow foam hat, like from a Dumb and Dumber, and somebody stole it.
And he rocks it. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I'm like, if I put something on like that he wears, they'd be like, "Bro, what's wrong with you?"
Yeah, believe me, there's people that think that too.
So Colton, do you like westerns? Do you like westerns?
Oh, I love westerns. In fact, I just watched Tombstone, I think, for the 149th time.
So you need to check out the movie Bite the Dust.
Bite the Dust. Okay.
You will see this
because this
in
man
that movie.
This man is in that
beautiful
movie.
Man.
He looks like he would fit in a western,
right?
And I keep promoting it because Jordan tells me if the movie does well, is it correct to call it an independent film? Jordan?
Oh yeah, for sure. It's the second one. So these guys did one, and it did really well, and it was an independent grown film, and so they did a second one. And if the second one does well, they're saying they're going to do a third, and so from what I understand, they're going to try to do, I believe, it's up to about 5, depending on how well they do. So
I'm hoping to put myself in the position of #1 fan, Jordan, because what I want to see is more of your character.
Oh, I agree. I thought it was a really well done. I mean, it's an indie film, so it's a little small budget film, but they did a great job. I mean, everything about it was done so well, and it left so many opportunities for, I think, pivots of different ways they could run with that story. So it's pretty cool.
Yep.
So where can you find it?
It's on Prime. Yeah, it's on Amazon Prime. Yeah.
I've been
text me the name again, Jeff. Just text it to me when you're. Yeah.
Oh my God, this man right here.
My whole family loved it. So
I have a hard time watching it.
That's because you're looking at yourself.
Yeah, it is weird.
But that's the thing, Jordan, that I liked about it, because a lot of indie films, I have to watch movies before I let my kids see them.
Sure.
A lot of indie films are kind of like, I don't know if I want my kids seeing that.
They kind of have no rules, so they kind of do whatever they want.
I enjoy them as an adult, but this film, watch it with the whole family. It was great.
Yeah, I think there's like 2, I wouldn't even call them cuss words anymore. There were 2 little spots where they said like this much of a cuss word, and it was so minor. I was like, this really is a good family movie.
So let's put you on the spot here a little bit. Let's do like this, go into character, go out of character. Yeah.
I'm just the mean guy. That's what they wanted me to be, is just the mean guy. So they were like, just be looking.
Let's see your mean guy face. Ready? Mean guy face, go. And there's the Jordan we know.
Yeah. So the only criticism I have for
that would freak me out. I'm not gonna lie.
In this whole film is that bowler cap they had you wearing kind of did something to your ears.
I know. I saw that afterwards. I pushed it down and it felt good, like on my head. And I'm like, why did nobody tell me that I was starting to look like an elf or something? I was like, man.
Hey man, it was appropriate for the time.
Oh, Kelvin Garner, I think his name was, the wise guy that they caught in the beginning, and then I have to bring him in. He was absolutely fantastic. I mean, his character. I'm not an actor, by the way. I don't. These guys are overselling it. I was just fortunate to be in the right place, but that guy was fantastic. I mean, he hazed me, and his jokes. I mean, he was easily probably the funniest part of that entire movie. He played that role so well.
Well, it just seemed to me watching it that had to just be a lot of fun to make.
It really was. They did a
Right?
great job. They did it in a week. I took a week off of work, and I want to say it was 10 days time. They were able to film the entire thing, and then it took a long time before it actually released, and that took a little bit more than normal. I think COVID played a lot of roles in some weird
Yeah.
stuff. But other than that, I mean, it took about 11 days. They filmed the entire thing.
Got all the editing and timing and oh my
Oh,
god, man.
and then
Just so
it
much
went through a
work
bunch of
behind it
weird
all.
stuff with distribution, and now they were back
Right.
and forth, and it was which was cool because at one point they actually were fighting with different distribution companies were bidding on it. So
Probably a
that
good
meant
problem to have,
good problem to have. I figured it better than nobody wanting it.
right?
Yeah.
And of course,
Releasing it
Jordan
on-
made about
on, like-
$19 million for his role in that movie right there. So I'm just gonna, I mean,
I just
Jordan's
work here for
buying
fun.
lunch. I'm just
My
saying.
passion for truck driving is just so deep that I just stay and work. I don't need to.
Oh, watch this. I'm gonna share a bit of information since you missed it, Jordan. Colton is one of our partners. He runs Trucker CFO. He's an accountant that we really back and want people to use.
Awesome.
He has stepped up and said that he's going to match us $750 to our little donation fund here.
Oh man,
Up to $750. I'm going to throw it out there. So yeah,
That's
he's
awesome,
stepping
man.
up, and we got a couple other people who have said they're going to step up, and we're gonna, bro, we're coming at you.
I
We
hope
want to
so.
make sure the Contractor's Corner comes in with the largest single check, right? So
That is
we
cool,
make
man.
sure it's one of our guys that does the deed.
That's too cool, man. I really appreciate that. It's all. I'm obviously we're just joking. I still don't quite at all understand why anybody has a fascination with shaving my fat head because I promise you it does not look good. Like only thing I
Jordan.
got going for me was a beard. Now once that's gone, I'm gonna look ridiculous.
Because you're such a pretty man.
So let's just be clear, Colton. This whole thing started because last year we did Brett's hair.
Yeah, you guys did.
And
You guys pushed that whole
Jordan-
thing.
That was so
And
much fun.
Joran came up and said, I want to double what Joran got.
What Brett
said
got?
it
Yeah, I
really
said I want to
well.
beat Brett. That's the only thing I wanted to do is beat Brett and give money to charity. So I was like, win-win.
And so
Wimpy
when we
McPoke,
have
man with a milk excuse, says, I'm going to go bankrupt because I ain't selling Chewy. Thank you, sir, for your support. I appreciate you. Wimpy McPoke, man with a million excuses. You're in the house. Nice to you, sir. Look, man, I love everybody. It's cool.
Yeah, and Colton, you and I have talked about this. One of the things about enjoying some success is the ability to give to charities like this.
Right.
It's something that you don't have to do, but you get to do once
Yeah.
you've reached a little bit of success.
Makes you
Yeah.
feel good. Don't.
Yeah.
It's fun when you're like us in a group and we're like, yeah, we're gonna do this thing. But honestly, I mean, it's just fun, and sometimes it's competitive. I mean, look at me and Alan last year. I mean, that guy just mopped the floor with me. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna come in high. Someone came in at like $300 last year. I'm like, ha 301,
301.
sucker. And then freaking Alan Becker drops $1,000.
Yeah.
Right. Bam! I'm like, you win, bro. I'm out.
We've done some charity things through Trucker CFO before. A few years back, we did one for Leukemia Lymphoma Society, and the way
one.
we did it was we had kind of a fear factor style,
Ooh.
where frontline employees got to basically donate to get management to eat certain really disgusting things.
Oh,
And
I'm not your
one
guy.
of the things that I ended up having to eat is what's called balut. If you don't know what that is, it's a Filipino delicacy thing where it's a half germinated chicken egg or duck egg or something like that.
Ooh.
Oh.
So you crack it open and it looks like a chicken, but
it looks like death in a shell.
yeah. So I kept trying to buy out of this thing, and it got up to like $800 that I was gonna have to match, and I had little kids at the time, and
Right.
I'm like, my wife's gonna disown me, like she's gonna kill me if I drop $800 to match this thing.
Right.
So I ended up just eating it. And
You know what? That's probably a smart
Did
move.
it taste like chicken or what though?
no, it honestly it had the consistency of like the yolk of a hard-boiled egg, but
Wow.
with some crunch to it. Like you'd get the beak
out.
and some bones and different stuff. Yeah.
I think
I'm
that
so out.
I think that beats the grossest thing I've ever had. So.
Yeah.
See, my luck, I offered something like that. I guarantee you someone's bringing me some freaking tarantula on a stick that cooked over sterno. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'd be like, nope, bye.
See, I'm just gonna put hot sauce on it. I don't know.
Yeah.
I've always
spider.
said I will try anything once.
Except a spider.
Hold
I
on.
ain't
No,
even
no.
spider.
He left it alone. I think we might have to have an eat off at this thing too.
Oh, we know what's happening next year now, don't we?
Oh,
Just let me
Oh,
know. I
too
can
funny.
help out with that. You
Oh,
would be
this could be
amazed at what
amazing.
you can buy on Amazon. Well,
right?
maybe you're not, but there's some crazy
Yes.
stuff.
Oh,
Yes,
that
sir.
doesn't sound appetizing at
Hey,
all.
hey, hey! If it takes Bitcoin to get, no deal.
You're right.
Don't worry, we got Bitcoin John. He'll support that, I'm sure. Oh my God, Jordan. So because I need to say things like this, the reason we ask folks like you to come visit with us is because of the support you folks have given us over the years. And without you guys, I don't think we'd be doing quite the things that we'd be doing. And if you don't know
buy
this,
that.
Colton, Joran used to be my arch nemesis in the Swift owner operator division. He was the number 2 at the division, and he was the gatekeeper and kept me away from the VP more times than I'd like to admit. When I had some things to talk about, and Joran was like, "No, bro, we can handle this right here." And I'm like, "You're not the dude, yo.
You two shall not pass."
Right? He was good at it, man.
So you all know our story, me and Charlie. So I'm starting to see a pattern here. Charlie's best friends are people that he once had difficulties.
Because I know how to befriend the jerks of the planet and make them my friends.
I had a role. I had to handle it. That's like the old days, though. You used to go to battle with somebody, and then you squared up whatever your problems were, and then after you'd call it a day.
Yeah,
and I think
shoot
the
marbles
world
together
misses
after
a
that.
little bit of that, man. I think we're somewhat scrutinized for having opinions or being different or not agreeing with everything under the sun. And I am what I am. I'm Popeye, and you know what? If I got a job to do, you want to come through, you need to work with me. You want to try to work the system, that wasn't going to work, and we handled it. I don't remember you ever leaving without whatever it was resolved.
Oh no, it was always handled. It was just annoying.
Oh, I know. And I live that, and I remember Brian would tell me, he goes, "Man, you are the best door guy I've ever had. Like nobody ever gets through." And I'm like, the whole intention is I'm supposed to be him, so I'm handling the problems. And then when you go through those things, first off, I joke. I think what Jeff was saying, kind of, at the end of the day, you guys are maybe a little bit of the thorn in the side or the squeaky wheel, but that's what you need in the world. Like you're the innovators, you're the pushers, you're the ones that are creating. We didn't do this. You guys created this page. We're just here to support and help where we can. But I think bringing in third party vendors, being able to outsource and get more opportunity, more options. You guys are the reason that this thing keeps going, instead of those people who just live in the Groundhog Day effect of I just do what I've always done. I hear that, and that makes the hair on the back of my neck stand up. I don't want to do anything the way I've always done it. I want to push the envelope, change things, challenge the status quo. That's how
that's my
innovation
favorite thing.
occurs.
Just smash my face in the same spot on the wall and know that it's going to break eventually, right? Or something. I don't know, man.
Some people do it different ways. Yours may be a little more painful.
We actually did give Brett a little bit of the business when he was on earlier. And I say, one of the things that pushed us to actually start the channel was Brett saying, "Yeah, you guys should do this."
Yeah.
And now we are kind of that squeaky wheel. We're like, "Well, Brett, what do we do about this?" We're always talking to him about, "Hey, we could do this. That might be better." And of course, he's the VP, so it all in the decision is his. But I'm sure that we come up with these ideas all the time where he's just like, "Oh my God, these guys again." But until you put it out there for consideration, you never know, right?
I could totally see him like seeing a text message come in and just seeing this face.
But that's good. I really do think that's good.
Eye roll.
It's one of those things, though. I think that, again, those who challenge kind of the status, like, again, I work obviously in a totally different area these days, but like this is how we've always done it, is like you might as well say the F word. Like we got to look, whatever that is, let's look at it now, because if we've been doing it long enough that you don't know why you're doing it, there's an opportunity to change something. And I think you need those people who I always joke, like the people who give us the bad voice your choices or calling upset, like they're the best ones. Those are gold. Take in whatever they're telling you, because if they can't access the system, if the app isn't working and they're pissed off about it, they're telling you the problem. Maybe not the way you want to hear it, but they're telling you the problem. We need to work on solutions. You find the way to work on those solutions, you're going to fix the problems for the guys who won't complain. And so it's the problems are the best. Those are the gold. If you
I'm
figure
still
that
let
out,
down. I put in a negative voice your choice on a CSR whose name I've luckily finally forgotten, but never got a response out of it, and I was really butthurt for a very long time. Like
Put a
2 months,
negative
I was
one in
like,
for me. I'll call you.
well, I don't have a bad one for you, man. God, under the Dudley days, I did just because you were a pain in my backside, but not now. I mean, you're in that whole other world. Jordan runs the training program basically at Swift. He's the driver qualification director of driver qualifications. I believe is the proper title, but not that I really care about titles.
Me neither.
Whatever.
I'm
but
janitor.
Yeah, right. Clean it up.
I'm here to clean up stuff.
Let's push a broom. I'll push one with you. It'll be fun.
All right. I ain't got no shame.
But yeah, so I dig it. What did I lie about, CW? He said lie, Charlie. What are you talking about? Want to fight? I got someone we gonna fight. Call me a liar.
Every time you use those words, Charlie, it doesn't turn out good for us.
Oh. I know, right? Oh, stop it. Just don't.
Last time you did that, Narch people tried to get us shut down. So
yeah,
but then we ended up with like 800 new friends out of it. So
right. And
hey guys, I'm gonna head out, but it was great joining.
All right, man.
Thanks, brother. Appreciate you, man. And we'll talk soon.
All right. See ya.
Take care.
But we get sweet ass friends like, I'm dumb. I'm slow. I follow coach. I mean, great guys like this, because I'm just going to throw it up there. I'm not going to read the name because I'll get in trouble for it. But he said, hit the like button, slackers. I'm just going to throw it out there. Whatever.
So put that back up real quick.
Oh, here we go.
I'm not going to say the name because it's a family show, but notice the picture he uses for his profile. And I just know a few things about Pee Wee Herman that make that even funnier.
And people are going to get mad at us for this. Daggone it. Let's party. That's what I'm talking about. Mr. Jordan, I love you, man. I'm just saying. I really am one of your huge. I have not seen the damn movie, though. Gonna throw it out there. Full disclosure.
Well, when you're here for that week, you'll have to watch it so you can give me a hard time.
So I had an idea, Jordan. I think we should put it up on the big screen in the driver's lounge.
Right.
That would be pretty cool. They have the theater now too.
I think they have that thing where you can cast to it.
Yeah, I have never been in there. I mean, I've walked in it, but I don't know how that works. I'm sure there's got to be a way. That would be pretty cool. I was really sad. You guys, I imagine you met Kevin Quast, and he passed earlier, and it was one of the things that he always was asking me, hey, when does it come out? Hey, when does it come out? When does it come out? And he never got to see it. And I was like, that was one of the few. Like, I really wanted him to see that, and he was like, we're gonna play it here in the driver's lounge in the movie theater, and I was like, all right. And then
I think it would have been fun to watch him watch the movie.
I do too. I feel like Jeff said, it was a good, clean movie. It wasn't like there was anything racy. I mean, it's a good movie, and I thought it'd be kind of cool. It's fun. The whole thing is just fun. It's entertaining to be able to do something like that on your own time, and then you have a real job and a real life that it's just, I don't know. It makes it fun.
So I've been dying to ask you this, Jordan. I'll just do it now because it's good TV. So the actress that played the lead female in that one, did her personality match the way she was acting at all? I mean, she seemed like a really kind of an interesting person. I watched the outtakes at the end, and she seemed like she was pretty.
She's hilarious. No, she was hilarious. Yeah, great sense of humor. I'll tell you, the main guys, the two bounty hunters, they were some of the main writers, and then the sheriff. Those three guys were kind of the main three that started this years ago. They've been friends for, a lot of these guys were friends 20 years, and they wrote this a long time ago, and then they were to get some traction and got some footing, and they were able to get it going and put it together. And I mean, the cast that they had in there was just incredible. Every single person was just so, and again, I really tell you, I know you guys, first off, I love you. I can't appreciate you enough. You guys show me way more love than I deserve, but I tell you, these guys were actors. These guys are skilled. I mean, they had a lot of these guys have done a ton of little short films and been in bigger productions. And I felt like the child in that whole thing. I was just watching them, tell me what to do and I'll do it. And so you got some, I mean, she was hilarious, incredible actor. I mean, actress. She was hilarious, but everything she did, but she would do it with such like a seriousness, but then, I mean, could flip flop back and forth so fast. And then, Kellen Garner, he was the guy, the little guy with the crazy teeth and just the wise mouth. And the the scene, and I'm giving it away, but Jeff, you've seen it. The scene where I have him up against the wall and he's telling him that, let me take the bearded lady here. There were like 7 or 8 takes where he called me something different each time, and I couldn't keep a straight face. I'm trying to look angry at him, but he'd say it, and I'm like, that's pretty funny. Like, he called me the grape ape and all kinds of stuff, and it was just
sorry.
and Charlie, so for like to kind of put context, he's about this tall, and so
Right.
I had him against the wall and I'm looking down on him, and then he'd call me something dumb, and oh my God, I was like, dude, you gotta let me know what you're gonna say, because when you say it, it's instantly funny, and I can't help but laugh, and I'm supposed to be mad at you. And so they did everything, directing him, and the editing, everything was done so well. It was really a great experience. I would love to do it again. I'm supposed to be in another one. We have another film and a short film in January with a different group, but it's one of those rom-coms and a totally different spin. So I'm not sure. We'll see. I'm putting my hat in any ring I can and see what happens. It's just having fun.
Yeah.
Oh man.
You know,
awesome.
I knew a guy years ago. His nickname was Tiny, so of course he was bigger than you even.
Yeah.
But he had gotten this niche B movie thing going for himself, where he was that guy in B sci-fi movies, where he was a soldier, and always the first one killed in the film. That was his thing, carrying the big ass gun, and he's the first one the alien kills every time.
Right.
My daughter asked me, "Can you not be the bad guy soon?" And I'm like, "No, I'm trying, baby."
I don't want to give away too much, Jordan, but I'm really hoping to see your character kind of have an epiphany, like in the next film,
come to the good side,
and kind of come to the good side, because there's a hero betrayal dynamic going in the film.
Oh yeah.
And I just think it would be great to see your character go, oh.
I saw it like Rocky and Apollo. Like Rocky and Apollo go at it, and then they come back and they train, and he trains them to go. And so it's like I could see where me and we're able to go back, and me and Russell. Russell is the long-haired guy, where we have like you said, an epiphany, and then all of a sudden he becomes my trainer or whatever, and then we start going and we help the next town or whatever. It was a great time, and I really hope something more comes from it, because it was an incredible time. Great opportunity.
The film has 3 ways. It could split into 3 different storylines, really.
Absolutely.
And I just gotta say the concept of basically an old West child services person was genius.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like, wait, that's kind of cool.
Well, and you kind of think about it. I mean, in a roundabout, the storyline all jives. Like, I'm like, okay, I can, you think about it, and it's like you wouldn't, almost like an Untapped. You wouldn't. It just didn't seem like a storyline too much to be had. But then you're like, oh wait, they got them little hands. They can dig in the little holes. Okay, hold on, there's some here.
Little hands.
Yeah, and so it was really cool. I was able to bring my son on too, which is fun. He was one of the orphan kids. Only he's 6'2", and so he had to like slouch and not look so much taller than everyone. But it was just so much fun.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm typing stuff. You guys just continue on. I'm just mesmerized by you guys nerding out, and I dig it. Is it weird? Probably.
I'm on a mission to get all of our 800 subscribers to watch this movie tonight,
right?
So that
man,
we can get another one.
That'd be too cool. Yeah.
Hey, for those of you who haven't donated through Swift Charities or anything like that yet, you can also, Swift Charities has their own link. You can do that through their link, and I will put that info up. In fact, it's scrolling across the bottom right now. But we'd also like you, if you think about it, and you think that maybe you'd like to help us be the masters of Jordan's head. That sounded very odd to say out loud when I, for some reason, I didn't even hear it before I said it, but then I heard it and I'm like, that's wrong. Anyhow, go to contractorscorner.cc. We have a link right there at the top of the page. You can click on that. That'll take you to our little donation PayPal site. And all
the funds, they all go to Swift Charities and the Children Miracle Network. It's all a great cause.
And we're Jeff and I are going to eat the little cost associated to the PayPal stuff. So if you donate $20, you can count on your $20 going through there. We're going to make sure that it matches up. There is a little thing to click on there where you can help us offset the fees. Look, I'm going to just throw it out there. Don't worry about it. We got it. And and now we have Colton Lawrence from CFO who said he's going to match up to $750. Cool. We've got some other people that are working on some stuff for us as well. Some other partners of ours that are going to step up. We also believe they told us, and so we're trying to come at this. And I'm kind of excited about it because I just enjoy Driver Appreciation Weekend. The fact that we get to come back for a second year, and this year we're kind of like official stuff, like, right? And we get to like be in there and hang
You were
out.
official
And,
last time. You guys had a great setup. You had that whole little
bro,
corner set up.
but the way we got in, I totally shoehorned us into that.
Did you?
I totally.
It looked good from outside.
I'm like, hey,
looking
by
in.
the way, we're gonna be there. Maybe you can. And they're like, well, screw it. We'll give you this tiny table. We'll give you this table over in the corner. You can sit next to the Gatorade and the food line. And we're like, okay, we'll take it.
It's a favorite place to be.
But this year, I actually met with Tina face to face. We have an official booth. We're trying to get it right next to the owner operator division so we can work with the recruiters there and get everybody done.
That's awesome.
And then I met with Alcira.
Alcira, yeah. You're getting so much closer and better.
Her name is weird to me for some reason, and I have a hard time remembering exactly what it is.
Jeff always making friends. Her name's weird.
So, yeah, I told her that to her face, so it's not like it's a.
Right.
But yeah, so I actually, you guys had the mid-year kind of driver appreciation day.
Yeah.
And I was in Phoenix for that, so I actually had lunch with Alcira, and we talked about some stuff to do surrounding Swift charities and our own stuff. So this year's going to be a little more official for us. So
that's awesome. That really is awesome.
And we kind of put Brett on the spot to try and get a classroom. And
you missed that part.
Kind of so you want to be an owner operator seminar.
And, no doubt. So like you like the one of the rooms you guys are going to be able to set up.
Yeah.
No doubt. Hell yeah.
We're gonna ask for a classroom and say, hey, at 3:00 Tuesday
go meet over
Thursday.
And these guys will teach you what it takes to make money as an owner operator and
for owners now and for anybody interested or
anybody that wants
that's
to.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That was something I'll tell you. I mean, we're on the Contractor's Corner, but that was something that I would definitely recommend to anybody. I think that's another thing why I've always been a big supporter of what you guys are doing is you can't understand the business enough. And if you understand the business enough, you need to probably try harder because there's always something to be learned. And, I was in owner ops for, I want to say close to 8-9 years now. I did pretty much almost all the areas. I mean, I helped with I was dabbled in all of it to some degree, but the big piece where I think where I saw the biggest opportunity and where I enjoyed the most was helping the independent contractors who were struggling. I think there's still kind of the perception of business and how what their role is, and then especially because they're leased on to Swift. I think the assumption is that Swift's going to carry a majority of the tasks, and to an extent we do. I mean, the freight is there, the pot is there. You don't got to do your own hustling. You don't got to do when it comes to some of that degree now. But what people always seem to be really short or at least the folks that I dealt with a lot, was the financials.
Right.
And that's where it's like, I love that you have a couple different options. You can go to whichever one makes you comfortable or do it yourself, but understand the financials. It's really not complicated as people make it out to be. And I would have them call and be so upset. And then we would go through just 2 or 3 settlements and we'd walk the dog on those settlements.
Yep.
And man, once it clicked, they were like, well, I didn't know that. And that, like, all that they were mad about was totally misunderstood. And it was a misunderstanding of what they were looking at. And when I could get them to understand that after a couple repetitions, we'd do week over week, we'd keep doing it until they finally got it. Then they were making money because they weren't advancing, or they were more aware of their maintenance account, and they were more aware of just the operation. Again, it's such a basic thing that I think was taken for granted or assumed obvious. Yeah, it's obvious. Well, but it's not. You got to go and you got to learn those little pieces, and when you do, then you can start seeing where your money is, where your bottom line is. How the thing's going to play out for you.
Here's an unfortunate reality to a lot of that, honestly. And it's a breakdown, and it's a failure on the contractor's part. If you ask me, they don't read the contract, because
no doubt
90% of those issues are covered by the contract, and it spells it out straight up, black and white. You're going to get charged, $8 for the pre-pass thing that we have now.
Yep.
You're going to get charged $50 a week for, your 2290, these things. And they're like, what the hell am I getting charged $50 for this? What's this F-Hut crap?
Yep.
And you're like, bro, it's so that's actually one of the things that's on Jeff and my radar. It's something we're gonna try and get some legal assistance with, so that we can actually go through, break down kind of our view of the contract versus the actual legal.
You're gonna take the legalese out of it.
Well, yeah, but we're on a mission to find a lawyer that will work with us, that will help us break it down a little bit better, right? Because we can explain it so much, but then we've got to be a little leery of how we word certain things because of legal things and things like that, right? So we're going to find us an expert, and we're going to find a guy that knows contracts, a guy or gal, whatever, that knows contracts, and we're going to try and put together a thing to where, hey, here's a breakdown of a contract, and we're going to do it with Swift contracts and any other contracts we can get a hold of, Knight, whomever, anyone who wants to break out their contract. I've seen CRST's contract. That's a nightmare. I'm just saying, I'm gonna throw it out there. Don't do it.
I think that, and what I remember, of course, it's been several years, so I'm not certain what it is today, but I know when I was there, it was legal. I mean, this
right.
part of contracts is legal, but I mean, I didn't find it to be, it was not tricky legal. It was a little bit lengthy, but it was a normal legal jargon.
It was length that throws people off.
It wasn't signing a house. I mean, I've signed houses before,
right.
And you just finally get to the point where you're just slapping a signature and you don't know what you did. But I mean, it wasn't that bad. But if you really do take a moment, and you do have to understand, I mean, there's terminology, but it seemed like we did a good job. I was proud of it. I thought we did a good job. I thought what we put out there was fair and made sense, and it was understandable. If you
the opportunity was there to get help. You could. I mean,
you got to do your due diligence.
They'll give you the contract. Just ask,
and you can walk away with it for sure. Right. And that's something, again, I've always been happy, is that I always am proud that we are a honorable company. I believe we are. I've been here a long time. I know I work here, so I'm maybe partial, but I've never felt bad or dirty about what we do. I really do think that we have our good foot forward. We make mistakes just like anyone in the world does, but we were willing to make it right.
I'm going to throw this one up just because a lot of people say things like this.
Right.
And Wimpy, I get it. You're not wrong. 48 pages of contract, all benefiting Swift, laughing his butt off. Of course it benefits Swift. It's their contract.
They're the one providing the $200,000 truck.
The question
it's all risk, right? And people take it for granted. They're like, it's just on you. Yeah, is it though? I mean, we're giving you an opportunity to potentially own your own business and own your own truck, and we're providing freight and an opportunity in the market for it. Like I wish that, I know he's making jokes, and I think a lot of people the humor in today's world leads the way, and I agree. I love memes too, but I do think that Swift does what we do is I feel good about it.
Right.
So what I was going to say though is, of course it benefits Swift. It's their contract. But here's the real question: can you or can you not live with it? Is the first question. And then the second question is, did you sign it or did you not? There's a story I like to tell. Every couple of years, the original guy that coded MS-DOS, the original programmer of that program, Bill Gates, bought that from him for $1 million. And before he actually owned that software, he had already sold it to IBM for much more than that. So every couple of years, this guy tries to sue Bill Gates, because of course Bill Gates is one of the richest men in the world now. And every 2 years, the judge holds up the contract, the original contract that he signed, and said, "Sir, is this your signature?"
Right?
It's a contract, right? If you don't like something in it, try to negotiate it or don't sign it. I mean, that's business, man. That's just what it is. And I can tell you my experience, again, 3 leased trucks. I own the truck I'm in now. I don't know. It's provided a pretty good living for my family. When I first started this gig, I had 6 kids still at the house, Jordan. And I had a mortgage. I had 6 kids. My wife is a stay-at-home mom. I call her the homebody CFO these days, because she just runs the house. She does a great job with that. And I've been able to support my family on this income, single income. So My last contract on this truck that I signed, I did have a couple of things, and I did negotiate them. It had to do with the maintenance schedule that they were asking for, which I pointed them to the owner's manual for the truck. And I said, that needs to say this. Well, I don't know. Our mechanics say, I said, no, Freightliner says this.
Right.
So my contract needs to say this. And you know what? They changed it. But that other weird stuff that's in the contract that benefits Swift, whatever, you know. One of the things that does come up, and I'll address it real quick, is the detention pay we get. It says in the contract, number one, Swift has to be able to collect detention pay themselves. And number two, Swift has to agree that the detention was necessary.
Right.
Now, I can argue that if my truck is held up at a customer, dang it, give me my detention. I can argue that.
Right.
But the amount of times that it's happened and I haven't gotten it is just not all that often.
Right.
And so I have to weigh that. What's my opportunity cost of saying, no, screw you, Swift, you didn't give me my $100 worth of detention, versus the literally at this point almost $1 million that I've made over the last 17 years.
Right.
You have to weigh that, right?
Well, and I don't know. I think, and I know that people always, contracts are just one of those things. People always have kind of a negative attitude around contracts. But I mean,
I can make be.
You sign contracts for a home. You sign contracts for a car. You sign contracts. I mean, we sign contracts all the time. And I would tell you, a lot of times, if you don't have all the funds and you have to sign a contract to some degree to buy, rent, lease, or whatever have you, there's going to be a benefit to someone else because you're borrowing. I mean,
Right.
That's interest. I mean, there's all that. And then so it all, I think what you said, the beautiful thing about the world we live in is choice. You read the contract. If you don't like it, don't sign it.
Exactly.
If you don't want to work somewhere, don't work there. If you don't want to buy a car, don't buy it.
Right.
Like you have the opportunity in this world to just choose. You can choose. If you don't like what you do, you can quit. You know what I mean? Like you have to make the concerted effort to make the decision of what you want to do in life.
And if you don't want to shave your head, don't come on Contractor's Corner a month before Driver Appreciation Week.
Right. Exactly. If you're dumb enough to sign up to do that.
There you go.
I'm excited, man. I really do. I appreciate everything you guys are helping with, and just in general. I mean, we have a lot of people. I want to say we're just shy of 2,000. From what I heard, there's a lot of people trying to do what you're doing, stacking kind of groups, and so they're going to come in and play the prices right at the end, which is, I mean, a beautiful thing. And at the end of the day, it all goes to really great cause. I mean, between Swift Charities and Children's Miracle Network, I was able to last week they had the Phoenix Children Miracle Network had a call-a-thon, and I got to go sit in and take calls and collect donations.
Oh,
and
nice.
I only took that place is wild. If you ever done that, try it. It's an interesting situation. But I got to listen to some stories of people who were donating, and almost everybody had a tie to it, whether I have a kid or somebody that was involved. Right. And it was just, man, I'm like, I got a big beard and I'm supposed to be a burly man guy, and I'm sitting here like
tearing up,
trying to write this donation. This guy called in for $1,000. He's like, yeah, my kid was there and they saved her life, and they get just this whole story. And then, so I mean, it was pretty cool. And I was like, if I can keep doing just little acts of service like that, and shaving my goofy beard and head puts me in the good graces, I could use some good karma my way. So why not?
I'm not gonna lie. When the Children's Miracle Network was partnered into it all, it really kind of boosted my support. Not that I'm not I don't want that to be taken the wrong way, but that's where my soft spot is. You know what I mean?
Me too.
Kids, man,
that's why that was kind of a request of mine. I was willing to do it, but I said half of it's got to go there and half go to Swift. My kids went to the Phoenix Children's Hospital. I feel the same exact way. Actually, when I was taking the calls, it got quiet for a minute, so I called myself and I donated too, because I was like, wow, I wanted to make sure my card had enough donations that were called in, so I threw one in myself. It's a good cause. It goes to kids, and I got to go to the hospital and do it. And I saw some kids there, and they don't let you go and talk and hang out with the kids unless you have clearance. But just to see the kids there, and it's heartbreaking because you don't wish that upon nobody, especially kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, my granddaughter just walked in the room. This would be interesting.
I'm going to put a plug in for another charity that's kind of a companion charity to that, Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the Ronald McDonald House.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely.
So like my daughter, when she was born, we had to have her emergency transported to Oregon Health Sciences University because she had a thing. And Ronald McDonald House had me, my wife, and our 4 children at the time at the Ronald McDonald House so that we could be with her every day, and it didn't cost us anything.
I've heard that, yeah.
And ours was a pretty mild case, but still pretty scary when your newborn might die. But they had parents of cancer patients, coma patients in that house there on the campus of OHSU, and they don't charge anything for that. It's just 100% from the donations they get.
Yep.
And so between those two organizations, man, they do a lot for families.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, a good friend of mine's daughter unfortunately just passed away, and she had a congenitive heart defect syndrome.
Mhm.
I'm not sure exactly what it was, but it was something that she'd been in the hospital since she was born, and they took such good care of her. I mean, the way a lot of them came to the funeral, I mean, they were just, it was much more than a hospital. And so
Right.
when I saw that, that's what kind of pushed me to say, hey, some of this needs to go there. Like, I want half of it to go there. And
it turns me on. It really makes me want, not, that sounded creepy again, but it gives me more drive, man. When the Children's Miracle Network thing was thrown in there, it really kind of solidifies more for me. And just, it's, I'm getting really soft in my old age, man. Like, right.
I'm with you. I know, right?
Look, I cry at stupid.
That insurance commercial. I'm like, it got
me. Right. And I start trying to put myself, well, I don't try to, I end up putting myself in my mind in these situations where, God, what if it was my granddaughter or one of my grandsons? You know what I mean? How would I deal with that? And I mean, just, and trying to be in a situation like that where you just don't have the means or the opportunity, what have you, to take care of something like that. And then all of a sudden you find out there's this thing, Children's Miracle Network, that just, lets you be there with your child and focus on your child and not worry about all the back end nonsense that just destroys you. You know what I mean? You've got enough. These guys step up and really do a great job with that from everything that I've ever seen over the years. And totally agree. I'm bringing people down. I'm sorry. I don't mean to, but good Lord, that's why I know, right? Look, I could cry right now. I'm not even gonna lie, just because I start thinking about it. I'm like,
have you guys ever seen that movie Fatherhood?
Oh man, stop.
With Kevin Hart?
Yes.
Oh man, I was at my buddy's house. I was on a little weekend getaway with the wife and the kids and everybody, and I have a problem you guys probably have too, which is I wake up at like 4:35 every day, no matter where I'm at or what I do. No. I watched this movie and no one was awake, thank God, because it's like 7.5 minutes into the movie, and all of a sudden I'm just don't know what's going on. I'm like, I don't know. There's dust in the air. I don't know what's wrong. Somebody cut onions. Yo. And they came out like an hour later and they were like, "You all right? Like your face looks red." I'm like, "Leave me alone." So I was watching Fast and the Furious again.
Right.
Exactly. That's why we watch movies with the lights off in my house, so that the kids don't see Dad cry.
Right. You got to do the old yawn.
Yep.
Then I gotta throw on, John Wayne and the Green Berets back in the day, and just like, yeah, man,
cry. You kidding me?
Right? What are you talking
Thinking about punching one of you guys right now.
That's right, you little bastards. You should hear the things I say to my grandchildren. I'll probably go to jail for it if anyone actually hears it. But whatever. I'm just saying, it's just me, and they're used to it, and I'm like, whatever, man. Come run your face into my hand right now.
Right.
They're like, no, Grandpa.
Again, you're giving them choice.
Right.
It's all about choice.
It is absolutely their choice. But yeah. So Jordan, we're gonna probably wrap this thing up here. Unfortunately, we did not see Tina and those folks, but dude, thank you. Seriously.
Thank you. I'm sorry I was late.
No, you're good. And you, the viewers, our community, Jordan, of course, is a part of our community. Everyone that watches and contributes to this we're all community, and community for us is a huge thing. So we want you guys to know that it's important to us. And we wouldn't be doing the things we're doing if we didn't have people like all of you, the people who are watching, the people who are supporting us in the back. Things like that. I mean, it would just be me and Jeff raging on Facebook all the time. I mean, we're like, God, stop doing that, Alexia. Oh, I did that out loud. I apologize. And
she's driving right now. She has section.
Whatever. Hi, Trucker Dan. Trucker Dan, what's up, buddy? Anyhow, so yeah, if you haven't already donated, do us a favor, sometime this week or next week or when you can, even if you can't do it before September 15th when Jordan is going to be shiny, sparkly, all clean face and babied up.
It's gonna be something.
Oh my God. Pop into our website or pop into Swift Charities if you have access to that side. I believe that is the link that's on the Swift on the flyer. Is that open to, say, someone who is not a Swift person, contractor, something like that? Do we
Yeah,
know?
so when you go into the like the flow code or the link, there's an automatic, like a payroll deduction. So if you work at Swift, so like in the office or a driver, you can do a payroll deduction. And then if not, there's a Venmo link and you can click the Venmo. And
Awesome.
we've had a lot of folks donating through the Venmo link, which allows you credit card or whatever.
Right. And that's awesome. So I hope that someone will step up and take the opportunity if they're in a position they can do something like that. And
It's
definitely
rough
check
right
that out.
now. I know the freight market's
Right.
rough. It's just been a heck of a year, and so I appreciate anybody and anything anybody's willing to do. But at the same time, man, take care of your families. Do what you got to do. Stay out, and wish you the safest out there on the road. And if you can't, that's absolutely fine too. Still love you. Just
Are we still solid on that steer tire thing for
yeah,
contractors?
yep. So we're gonna the contractors that donate, and so I'm gonna need your help. You have your names of who, and then I will have them. Anybody that does it through the
Right.
through the company side, we'll collect them all up. We're gonna run a raffle, and we'll do the set of steers, which
A
is really
set of
cool.
steer
I'm excited
tires.
that, yeah.
Right.
And then I have a
that
couple of other folks who there might be some surprises. We might have some
Awesome.
surprise guests
Nice.
that we'll just leave it at that. We might
That'll
have
be
some more
great.
fun to add in.
I
Yeah,
dig it.
yeah.
And so yeah. So once again, you guys, seriously, thank you all for being here, being a part of our thing. Donna, who supports us in the background and does a lot of, she's actually starting to make some videos in totally out of her comfort space. Rosie, who steps up and does things with us. Brett Stewart, I mean, so many people. Tony Dennis, Jordan Bean, Colton Lawrence, Jeff Reese with ES. I mean, they're just, our team and our community is growing, and we hope that this coming year we will be able to provide even more, you guys. So let us know if you're watching this on the replay. Let us know what you'd like to see, and if you're watching right now, do us a favor, pop in after this live ends, drop some comments down below, and let us know what kind of things you'd like to see in this coming year, in the coming weeks, the coming 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 10 years. Good God, however long, man, let us know what you need. What are you looking for? What kind of things can we maybe do better? I mean, look, Jeff and I want to do better all the time. I can tell you that. I mean, it's a goal of ours to do better every day. One of our taglines is run a better business. I mean, plain and simple, and we can all learn something every day. So if you guys check out the website, contractorscorner.cc. There is lots of information there. There's links to the shows. There's links to all the people that we do business with and that we actually like and trust and things like that. We don't recommend anybody that we don't actually like and trust and do business with ourselves. So, we go through a oh my God, tremendous vetting process with people. And people are like, bro, why don't you have this information yet? And we're like, because we're still checking them out for ourselves before we say, hey, we say they're good. You know what I mean? So
Due
yeah,
diligence.
yeah, man.
Well,
we try.
Colton, our CFO, that was at least a month.
Yeah.
Where we interviewed him, and then I signed up and used him for a while, and then we brought him on the show.
And I mean, good God, look at Seabright. Our
Seabright took us months because there was that whole dynamic of we had to give it to Swift for approval, and no, this part's not right, so we had to get the contract redone. And okay, now you got to deal with this part and that part. Insurance is a bear, man.
Right. So, but yeah, so with all those kinds of things, it's just, look, I just want to say thank you to everyone out here. Bitcoin John, look, you know what? I thought someone might bring that up. So I was going to try and do something like a free set of headphones this year, but I'm not going to lie. A week in the hospital, a couple of weeks off, I couldn't swing it this year, man. But I'm going to try and do something while we're at Fleet Week. I can't say what we're going to do. We're just going to have to see how it plays out. So let's see what happens, because I'm pretty positive I'll see you there because Lord knows everybody walks up to our table last year. Bitcoin John. We knew exactly what they want to talk about. And we pointed to Rosie. We're like, babe, this gentleman is a Spanish speaker that would like to know about the ES Advantage fuel card. They just walk up, Bitcoin John. That's all they'd say. And we'd turn Rosie loose on the Spanglish lingo, and she would start tearing it up and telling people about the fuel card that we were doing and all that kind of stuff. And it's just amazing. So, yeah. So thank you guys for hanging out with us. Joran, again, thanks for popping in here. You guys, we are way over our time now, so we're going to end this thing. Thank you, everybody. We will see you next week, Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern time. Look at Jordan trying to make himself dip out and stuff. Can't figure out how to push the right buttons, but it's okay. Don't worry, man. We're going to be out of here in just 1 second. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next week, Tuesday, 6 p.m. Eastern time, right here on Contractors Corner Consulting Group. Thank you, guys.